Welcome, everyone, to this live edition of Bases Loaded. More like a, I guess, watch with us more than anything as the Longhorns trying to advance and survive and advance, I guess I should say, against Alabama at the World Series there in Omaha. Ruger Riojas warming up right now. This will be his 17th start of the season, guys. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring up the starting lineup while we wait for this game to fully get underway here. But any pregame thought?
Oof. Well, some movement here, of course. You see Timo at 6, Ethan Mendoza up to the 4th, the cleanup spot. It's going to be interesting, right? Because, and I think ESPN, even before leading into this game, they said, all right, the Texas 1, 2, 3 hitters in their lineup tied for second in the country in home runs. Do you have enough protection there, or at least enough, consistency to drive in what has been a very, very solid top end of the order? I know it wasn't a pretty game against Georgia Saturday evening, but altogether came Mendoza, Rodriguez, and Becerra in that second three spot rotation there. Can they really start to get something going to help this lineup? That's kind of what I'm keying in on today.
Yeah, the top of the order, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 0 for 11 with 7 strikeouts against Georgia. Yeah. So that's got to get fixed. I realized this morning, guys. I like Darian Pendergrass a lot more when he was getting on base. So I want to see Pendergrass get on base and set the table whenever you flip the lineup over. Interesting about this pitching matchup. So these two starting pitchers, Ruger for Texas and then Zane Adams for Bama, when these two teams played back in April at Dish Falk, that was your pitching matchup in the second game, which Texas won to clinch the series. Ruger went 5 innings, struck out 11. Adams went 6 scoreless. So dominant outings from the two starting pitchers in this game the first time. I wonder what kind of adjustments both sides are going to make now that they've seen a little bit more of both guys. CJ, I want to ask you this. I was thinking about this today, and you've got more hardball experience. Blake, you as well than I do. But I'm thinking back to the Georgia game against Joey Volchko, and I'm thinking, granted, I would have loved to have seen Texas make some more adjustments as Ruger gets a strikeout to lead off this game. But for right-handed hitters, when Volchko basically had 2 pitches, right? He had a fastball, and he had that real tight slider with a lot of spin. When he's able to locate that slider, is that not maybe the hardest pitch for a right-handed hitter to hit? That slider that looks like a fastball, and then it just kind of dives away at the last minute. That's got to be – I don't know if it's the hardest pitch in baseball for a right-handed hitter to pick up, but it's got to be one of the toughest, right?
Definitely in the conversation. Where my frustration really stemmed from after watching the game, of course, 15 strikeouts will make just about anybody frustrated. But The adjustment that wasn't made was very simple in the fact that there wasn't another pitch that countered the normal, the normal spin or the normal break, if you will, of the slider, right? He didn't offset that with the circle change or something that went the opposite direction. So the approach should have just been, you're anticipating going the other direction if you're right-handed, or we're having these pitches come in if you're left-handed. So that's the thing for me is there wasn't, one pitch to kind of offset both spin rates. And that was the frustration on my end. But again, the way that it's so deceptive, Jeff, it's the same way with a really good changeup. Spin looks the same. It's the late movement that gets you, and obviously the difference in speed. That tight slider, if you have it going in just about any game, boy, oh boy, can it really take a life of its own for opposing lineups.
Well, Bama's got a runner on, Justin LeBron, who you'll hear his name called pretty early come draft time, singles up the middle. Blake, I don't know if you got thoughts on the back foot slider or Ruger or anything else right now as we get this game.
Well, it's hard for me to answer that question for you, Jeff, as far as a right-handed I'm a little bit behind you. Hard for me to answer that question as far as the right-handed hitter because I bat left. and I was terrible at pitching. So I couldn't give you an answer either way on that one.
But no, you want to be where CJ talked about where A-Rod was in the opener, and he even talked about it. Hey, it's going to, his fastball and that slider, it's going to run in hard on lefties, so you got to get out in front of it a little bit. To your point, CJ, Volchko, the only other pitch he mixed in was to the lefties is that overhand curveball, but that was it, which that tied up Anthony Pack a couple of times. But interesting here, the runner on base for Bama. Ruger up to 10 pitches. I heard Kendall Rogers, friend of the channel, say this from D1baseball.com this morning. And again, I can't repeat everything I said to you, Blake, but He said, "What's the victory for Texas? Get the ball to Sam Cozart." Like I said, it doesn't matter how you do it. If you get the ball in Sam Cozart's hands, you feel like you're living to fight another day.
Yeah, without a doubt, guys. I mean, what would be, obviously you want him to go as far as you possibly can, but what number, what inning number makes y'all feel good with Riojas potentially getting to?
I'd love to see him get through 6, but really for me, it's 5, just in the sense that we've seen Ruger fall off over the last month or two when he gets super deep into games. When you get around to that third go through of the lineup, I think he gets hit a little bit more. I know some of the numbers from earlier in the year might not back that up, but again, it's just been that second half of the year for the second straight year where you kind of sit there and wonder, okay, can you rely on Riojas to get you through 6 or into the 7th the way that he did to begin the season? Right now, 5 is the magic word, or 5 is the magic number for me.
Yep.
But it is nice. 2 of the first 3 batters starting off with 2 strikeouts, 13 pitches in. That's what I like to see, Jeff. I think we've talked about this when Riojas is on the hill, and I think you made note of this a week ago on the Sunday game against Oregon. When you see him start games in that 95 to 96 range, you feel great about the start. When he's placing the slider as well, you start thinking, okay, he might be on today. So far, 2 strikeouts through the first 3 hitters. It looks like he's off to at least a good start.
Yeah, his velo, you go to the end of the regular season the regular season ending series against Missouri at home where he only faced 1 batter on senior day. His velo was like 88, 89. Like you could tell just something. And of course, after that, Schloss comes out and says, yeah, he's been dealing with shoulder tendonitis, which I mean, I think we could all tell like there was something not right with Ruger late in the year. But it seems like I love the fact that he's getting ahead in counts too. Last 2 batters, he's been last couple of batters here, he's been up 0-2.
Yeah. I will say this, and I don't think we've seen a pickoff yet. I've been fumbling around with TVs over here, but they did show a stat that Justin LeBron is 41 of 42 stealing bases so far this year. I mean, is that not just absurd?
Yeah, that's a crazy number.
And as I say that, again, 42 of 43. Sorry, guys.
That was
sorry.
I can't even give Carson Tenney an A for effort there. Like it's just like okay, it's I have to at least act like I'm trying to do something, but like he knows it's picked a good pitch to run on, and yeah, that's. I'm really glad though, guys. I'm really glad that the stolen base is a thing again in baseball.
There we go.
Ooh.
That was a nasty off speed.
So Ruger. Okay, I have a question, CJ, because this is a press box debate at Dishfog. Okay, so Ruger allows a single, but he records all 3 outs via the strikeout. Is that striking out the side still? Do you?
Oh yes.
Okay, because to me it is. If you get all 3 outs and then via the strikeout, you strike out the side.
I think where kind of the shine of that wears off if a run scores.
Right.
It's like if you allow 2 runs on a single, a home run, but you end up with 3 Ks, it's like, all right, but who cares?
Yeah.
But in something like this, no harm, no foul, plus you get 3 Ks to your side. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Loba Bread, this is why we have this debate in the Dishfog press box all the time. It is, but it isn't. To me, it is. I'm going letter of the law. It is. So it's neither here nor there. just something I wanted to bring up. But Blake, to CJ's point, man, it's really good that we're seeing Ruger velo, mid 90s. That's like CJ said. I feel good when I see that on the radar gun.
Yeah, without a doubt. I was going back to your conversation a second ago. I had to see how the MLB officially ruled striking out the side.
Okay.
3 consecutive strikeouts on 3 batters. If a runner reaches base before the 3rd strikeout is recorded, that runner is considered a base runner, and the inning is not considered a side strikeout.
Oh, okay. All right.
What if your catcher overthrows first base?
Let's see here. There's all kinds of
technicalities.
Via interference, uncaught 3rd strike. Even then, it's still I guess still, I don't know though. It doesn't say about that. That's a good question, CJ. We'll have to get in the fine print for that one. That's not one of the examples listed, but yeah. So it says the strict definition is all 3 batters retired by strikeouts, no base runners allowed.
Well, I'm still going with my own definition. So there, I'm on my own style book for baseball.
I will say this, and Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was a very similar start to what we saw last Sunday against Oregon. Strong first inning, gets the crowd working at the dish, and then the second inning, even after some leadoff fireworks with Tenney and Robbins, you come back and you allow some hard hit balls. You get dinged up a little bit. You have a 4-0 lead, and all of a sudden in the second inning it's 4-2, and it could have been much worse. The second inning is going to be very important. Whether or not Texas gets anything going in this bottom half, I think is irrelevant. I mean, Riojas has to continue that momentum here.
Yeah, they just got to play better defense. I mean, period. That's all they need to do. All right. Well, Aiden Robbins, the stats feed in Omaha is a little bit ahead of the broadcast, but Aiden Robbins, who went 0 in the first game against Georgia, gets a double down the line here to lead it off for Texas in the bottom of the first. So off to a good start.
Get him over, get him in. Isn't that how that works?
Yeah, see, this is where you got Tenney coming up. If Augie Garrido was coaching right now, as powerful as Tenney is, Carson Tenney's dropping a bunt.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, without a doubt.
Augie once was asked if he'd bunt Babe Ruth, and he said he would. So.
Man, so last time Zane Adams faced Texas, I was looking, no runs and 5 hits, had 7 strikeouts and just 2 walks.
For the legend that he is and for everything that he did for Texas, I'm glad the Augie style of baseball is no longer the norm. I think bunting is a complete waste.
Well, depends. Not just following Texas baseball as long as I have, but I kind of, when I was covering minor league baseball, made me fall in love with the bunt because it was so this is 2004. So this is, again, I'm going to talk about stuff that makes me old. I was covering Round Rock. They were the Astros AA affiliate at the time. They had Willie Taveras, who ended up playing a lot for them, was starter on the Rockies World Series team in 07. And they're actually trying to teach Willie how to bat left-handed. And I'm like, why are you just suddenly trying to teach a right-handed batter to bat left-handed? And they said, because with his speed, which was off the charts, if he could drop a bunt down the third base side batting left-handed, like he's most likely going to get on. Like he's fast enough even at the pro level to get bunt singles. So I was like, okay. So it just made me appreciate the art of bunting a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you see that every now and then with was it Chandler Simpson on the Rays right now? It's like just hit the ball on the ground, and more times than not, you'll beat it out. Even the more routine plays, which you go back to Major League, you watch Willie Mays Hayes do 20 push-ups every time he hit a ball in the air. It's kind of what the approach is with Chandler Simpson and guys with that game-breaking speed.
I don't know if this is a stat. I don't think it's tracked, but man, if there's a program record, a school record for infield singles or bunt singles, Eric Kennedy, I don't know if he had it, but it seemed like that was more often than not how he would get on. It's an infield single or a bunt single because Eric Kennedy could fly.
I will say this because I'm seeing a lot of comments. Small ball wins games. Yes, Frank. DMS. Gus and Augie won championships. Bunting. Yes, that's a different era of baseball, though. Now Texas, again, with this current lineup, especially in the top half, where you have, again, the second most home runs in all of Division I with your 1, 2, 3 hole hitters. Let them swing away. Keep them going. I don't want these guys to give up themselves for the opportunity for guys to take extra 90. With these guys, with the pop in these guys' bats, and with the game in its current state where many, many teams have the firepower to put runs on the board with just one swing of the bat, I think every out is crucial, just as every run is crucial. But imagine here, you bunt with Pack, you get second and third, 1 out. If not, you have one of the best hitters in all of the country. in an advantageous count because now you got some pressure on. I want this guy swinging away no matter what. Now, late in the game, when you absolutely need one to score to tie a game or to take a lead, I understand. But early in games with the top half of your lineup, I say there's absolutely no way that you just willfully take the bat out of his hand.
And Pac-Man has been outstanding this year against lefties. That was the big deal in the Super Regional. Mark Wazakowski, the Oregon coach, that's why he said they actually went to Devin Bell when they did. Even though the lefty they brought in was doing really well, they said, man, Pac is just too good against lefties, and we decided to bring in our closer, and it ended up backfiring. But yeah, I mean, Pac-Man's been outstanding against lefties. I'd really like to see him get going. I think
Anthony
we all
Pack against non-breaking pitches, hitting 386, 2-1 count here. I imagine you get something like that.
You liking the approach, CJ, Blake? You guys liking, at least through Tenney Robbins and what you've seen of Pax AB so far? You guys liking the approach?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the big hack on a 2-1 count. I'll be honest there. Also, Tenney, again, working a walk, finding a way on. I think just continuing to work deep into counts. People talk about his strikeout numbers, but this is what you get with Tenney. You get a guy that finds a way to get to his pitch, and if it's not there, look, take what you can get.
Strikeout numbers, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not a big deal, but I've heard this is kind of a Schloss and Tulo philosophy that they've talked about. It's, hey, you got to eliminate the fear of the strikeout. Like, you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to strike out when you step in the box.
That is an absolutely fantastic take on a 2-2 count.
Yeah, it was.
You mentioned the lefty on lefty from Pac here. Just the ability for him to take off on to hold off swinging on some of these chase pitches is so impressive.
He definitely doesn't play like a freshman.
No.
Or approaches at bats like a freshman, I guess I should say.
Well,
what's going on, CB?
He made contact, so not the result you wanted, but I'm liking where this team is bouncing back from just, if we're being honest, a pretty freaking forgettable opener against Georgia.
I would say very forgettable. All right, let's see if the move from Schloss pays off here, moving Mendoza up to the cleanup spot. That's where we're at. Folks are booing at the Chuck right now.
Man, I'll tell you what, CJ, I know you talked about you've been to Omaha for some youth baseball stuff. Blake, have you ever been? Have you been to Omaha?
Yeah, I went in 21.
Man, it's, if you haven't been, especially if you're a Texas fan, you owe it to yourself to go. Like, it's got to be a bucket list trip.
So much fun.
It's awesome.
Now, I'd love to go again. I wish, if I wasn't leaving town here in a couple days, I wish I was able to go this year in the sense of going to the new stadium, because I went with old Rosenblatt.
All right, Bevo's on the board.
Yep. How about that?
So there it is, CJ. You're right. The move to put those in the cleanup spot pays off. He's seeing it well right now. Has been. Schloss has been really. Blake, you've heard Schloss talk media wise, really probably since the Missouri series. He's been trying to tell us Doze is coming around. He's like, hey, I like what I'm seeing. It's like at some point you like look at the results. You're like, Schloss, I don't know, man. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing the rest of this. Credit. He and Tulo stuck with Doza, and Texas up 1-0 on an RBI double down the line.
Yeah.
If Adam's going to keep hanging this slider, I think Texas is going to have a good day at the plate.
I think so too. Very hittable.
Now, if he keeps it down and low, as we saw earlier, he's going to have success. But already a visit to the mound. Blake, I don't know where you're at in your stream, or so if you need a split second for
no, he's on his way out. Y'all are just like a second before me, probably.
Yeah, I don't often during the season. I'm not on a lot of the watch with us, but the one Kentucky game, Jeff, I think I've told the story a few times as we're waiting for play to resume here. You watched that monstrosity in Lexington in person. I watched it with Jerry about 30 seconds behind him, actually. So That was a tough watch for a number of reasons for me.
For me, it was third quarter of the Mississippi State game was and pretty well. I was on watch with us for Florida, so yeah, I'll throw that in there. Is just the whole experience was pretty rough on the watch with us.
You know what? We talked about Schloss talking about Mendoza seeing the ball much better. So is Adrian Rodriguez, now hitting over 312 this year. I mean, I remember probably 75% of the way through the regular season, you're sitting there looking at a guy hitting 280, 275, 280 in that range. And now, so for whatever reason, whatever he's adjusted, whether it's the hand feeling better or not,
there it is.
There it is. Look at that. Third double of the inning.
3 hits for Texas, all for extra bases.
Yeah, they're just chewing him up. I love watching A-Rod at the plate. He's so busy. It's entertaining to me for whatever reason.
Okay, I'll say this about A-Rod. Okay, just in terms of his personality and how he is. He reminds me of Jace Young when Jace Young was at Tech. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team and you're playing against him, you probably hate him.
I'll also say this. The people who were wetting their pants over some of the between pitch, I don't even want to call them antics, but just like movements that Texas makes. I mean, get real. Oh.
Yeah, he's just a fun player to watch. I heard he's pretty good at talking his talk too when he's on base. Of course, we don't get to see that or hear that too much, but he likes to do a little talking to get into the defenders' heads while he's making the round.
I got no problem with that.
Me neither. I love it.
I was finding that interesting. Talking when you're on base.
I know Colt does a lot of talking when he's on base. Not necessarily like, I mean, I have to keep remembering we're live. And so I got to choose my words nicely. But like, the kid don't say 10 things outside of baseball, and then he gets out there and says more words in an hour than he does the other 23 hours of the day. But I always ask him, like, what are you saying out there? I don't know.
I never talked when I played baseball. It's not that I have sportsmanship or anything, but I actually had to get on base to talk, which never happened.
Loba Bread says all the hits have been down the line.
I believe all of them. We'll have to go back and look. All have been on the slider as well. Even some of the fly ball to left field from Pack and that ground out from Becerra. Don't fact check me, but it's got to be 5 of the 6 or 6 of the 7 here.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Hey-Rod hits like CJ and I am softball. Yeah, what, just painting lines?
See, this is okay. Getting back to the bunt conversation. If you had one out here, this is where I might try to go safety squeeze to get that run in from third if you have one out, because Larson actually is a pretty decent bunter.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to do that with 2 outs. So.
No.
First pitch strikes for Zane Adams have been an issue. Only 1 of the 7 batters he's faced so far, he's gotten ahead on the count.
Well, Slofnagel always says that college pitchers don't throw strikes reliably. And that's part of his approach at the plate of not wanting them to swing at that first pitch.
Well,
oh,
thought we said we weren't bunting.
I definitely don't think we'll be seeing him bunt with 2 strikes, though, fellas.
Yeah, Loba Bread. That I may jinx that one right there. So kind of idiot would bunt with 2 outs. Well, apparently Jim Schlossnagel, who's forgotten more baseball than I'll ever know. So.
That was a big mouth little leaguer.
Adams goes back to the fastball there. 94 mile per hour on the outside. I mean, that's what it is. But this is what I was talking about earlier, right? It's that kind of a mirrored game to what happened last Sunday against Oregon. You get 4 in the first frame. Riojas comes back, gets in trouble, some weak contact. Guys get on base. Some poor shifting or at least poor defensive alignment allows for weak contact to get guys on base. How does he come back out in this second frame to get ahead, to keep kind of, the quote unquote foot on the neck, if you will, as the pitcher? That has to start with throwing strikes, getting ahead in the number or ahead in the count, and then moving on without letting these guys get on base for me.
Yeah, I think him maybe more so than any pitcher on the staff. For him, it's about, at least of the 3 starters, it's about pounding the strike zone, getting ahead in the count. Like, that's when he's at his best. With some of the stuff that, especially Valanis, but less so Harrison, because Harrison can actually pitch the contact a little bit. But yeah, Ruger needs to, he's got to lock in. Yes, Texas Fight X, don't nibble, man. That used to, and I loved watching him pitch, and he was really good at Texas. But you go back about almost a decade with Morgan Cooper, like, that's one thing that used to just gnaw at me watching Texas games, because man, he get such good stuff, and he's 6'5", 6'6". So again, it's kind of like Valanis with that downward tilt coming at you. But it's like you get ahead 0-2, 1-2, and then it's like, well, let me try to nibble with this. Let me try to make him look stupid with his breaking ball, his slider down. Like, dude, just pound the strike zone. Like, it doesn't. You don't need to. Not everything needs to be like a Sports Center highlight. Just get the out.
I haven't heard his name in quite some time.
Well, Blake, that's what happens when you're old like us. Been around long enough, seen some stuff.
Oh, man.
As I'll borrow an Augie-ism, the scope of my game is expanded.
I'm just curious what the weather in Omaha, Nebraska looks like the rest of this week.
Man, that snow cone on TV looked good. Shaved ice. Even though we've had a ton of rain in my neck of the woods today, shaved ice always sounds good.
Looks like Saturday they may have a small chance of rain, but other than that, it's going to be pretty dang nice in Omaha. Upper 80s and either sunny or partly cloudy all week. Good baseball weather.
Yeah, it's anything but that right now in Austin. I think we got 3 inches of rain overnight, so
yeah, it's
for folks in the area, especially up in Waco, where it looked like there was flash flood everywhere.
That was crazy, the stuff I saw on Twitter this morning from Waco.
Yeah. Coming over the median.
Yeah. We got a little rain in Comanche, but nothing like y'all got, or definitely nothing like Waco got.
Yeah, I had a rough morning because I got the 3 a.m. flash flood warning emergency services alarm. So
what are we doing with those? I got 3 of them, Jeff.
I did too. I had to silence my phone, and I'm like, I'm just going to depend on the wife to set her alarm, so that way we all get up on time. But yeah, I didn't. As if you're joining us, Texas up 3-0, top of the second. 3 hits for the Longhorns and the bottom of the first, all for extra bases against Zane Adams.
Figure ahead in the account.
I'd like to get that slider down a little bit on 1-2.
Yeah, Kyle, it was. I saw the imminent danger designation on one of mine too, and I'm like, do we need to get to safety? And thankfully, we did not. I hope everybody in the Austin area though is doing okay.
Yeah, I'm a bad guy when it comes to danger and weather, because the first thing I did this morning was find a way to turn all of that off immediately.
You stayed up late watching UFC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where I live, it's elevated, so we don't really have to worry about floods even when it rains really hard. I mean, there's places around us like Wimberley and places like that that can get pretty rough. The one that I do take heed of is tornadoes, because that's
I don't play with tornadoes.
No. By the way, I am going to go through this too as well. I picked one of these up when I was at Target today. I got one of these blasters of the Panini NIL cards.
Texas there you go.
You're ripping that as we go through today's game.
There you go. Is this the 6th pitch of this at bat?
Yeah, Lim staying alive here, fighting off a couple.
7th. 9th. Oh, God, I'm a couple behind, apparently. Not paying attention. I missed 2 of them, apparently. Some fans are getting them some souvenirs, though.
There's another one. This, you know, as long as you're getting outs, I don't think you really worry. As you see, Riojas starting to have fun with this at bat just a little bit. But these are the type of at bats, 10 pitches now, where again, if this now gets on base, you have to worry about pitch count. You have to worry about fatigue, long innings. We'll see. And of course, goes the opposite direction here.
Yeah. For me, obviously, you do whatever you have to do to win the game, period. But other than that, if you can win this game without having to use Harrison, then that is best case scenario.
Say, I don't want to get ahead of our skis here, Jeff, but say Harrison is needed. Is it too early to even ponder what Texas might do should they come out of this game with a win?
Yeah, because it would depend on a couple things. One, if Harrison's used today, how many pitches is it? And because I think if you used him today and the pitch count is below 30, then I think you could bring him back tomorrow as an opener
for 4. Yeah. 3 or 4 innings.
If it's a deal where you don't feel like you can bring him back next day, then it becomes I don't know what you do at that point. You would have liked to develop a 4 starter, and that was the plan. But your 4 starter ended up being your All-American closer stopper of the year. So,
yeah. Who, if things continue, the best thing for Texas in this game would be, obviously keep piling on runs to the point where you can get through an entire game without needing Kozar. But that's a lot to ask for. And again, this is kind of what I was talking about going back to a week ago. You get the lead, you come back, pitch aggressively, and so far leadoff walk, and now you're down 3-0 to the second batter for Riojas. Pitch to contact. It's a big park. I know the wind's blowing out. I know Alabama's got some really talented sticks, but trust your defense here.
Yeah, 4 pitch walks are not what we want.
No.
Back-to-back walks to lead off an inning is the recipe for a disaster in any level of baseball.
Man.
Yeah, and the problem with those is not really any of those pitches were close. You had the fastball that ran inside. You had what looked to be about a 90-mile-per-hour, I don't know, cut fastball or tight slider that wasn't close outside, and then ball 4 was about 8 inches up on the plate for ball 4. So, look, you just continue. This is you have a 3-run lead, pitch to contact. Don't let these free bases accumulate to the point where now it's a 1 swing away from a tied ball game. Time for a tailor-made triple play. I agree with you, Daniel.
At least turn 2. Be a perfect time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Y'all like that? You like that decision there, Jeff?
With guys
more so
a 242 hitter in the bottom third of the order, yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
No. More so on the sense of letting that ball run foul, get to an 0-2 count rather than taking the for sure out.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree.
Because if I still want to try to keep the double play on if possible.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there you go.
Yep. You know what they call that, Blake?
What do they call it? As you got me mid-drink.
Yeah, sorry. Call that an atom ball. Hit right at him.
Right. We'll take it. Y'all, I switched feeds thinking it might catch up a little bit, and I think I'm gonna switch back to the ESPN app instead of DirecTV.
Hey, Daniel, that was almost your tailor-made triple play right there. So,
Yeah.
Could you imagine calling that?
Hey, not that it matters for us, but what is the broadcast crew for this game? Is this the Ben McDonald crew?
Let me look.
That's a good question.
I'll say this: maybe everybody has their issues with ESPN for different reasons. I get it. But man, their crews in the NCAA tournament for baseball and softball are really good. Yeah, so Eduardo Perez and Ben McDonald. Ben McDonald might be the best color analyst ESPN has in any sport. I wonder if Pack lost that in the sun a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a poor initial step or if that ball was really just dead.
Let's see the replay.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell from that angle.
But this is why Schloss always harps on free bases.
Yep. Perfect example.
All right. 1-1 count here. Again, this got to be a competitive pitch. You don't want this inning to start snowballing again.
No.
You got the big double play. Now get out of it. Let the team go hit once more. That's a filthy pitch. That fell off a table at 90 miles an hour. If that's a consistent Ruger-Riojas pitch in the bag for him, that would be massive for Texas today. That put away. What is that? Is it a split finger? What do you call that, Jeff?
It's a cutter.
90 miles per hour doing that.
I mean, Ruger's got seriously like 7 or 8 pitches he can go to. Kind of wish
he needs to go to he needs to go to the pitch that he can consistently spot around the zone here.
Yeah.
Off to a 3-2 count now. $25 pitches, 11 balls this inning. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh. All right.
A little adventurous, but Ruger gets out of it with only giving up 1 out. So,
yep. Now Texas gets back to the plate again. A little bit more labor needed in that inning than I would have liked, but at the end of the day, you hold on to a multi-run lead. I think you like that. So, a great opportunity again for Texas to come up to the plate and get things going. And this is, again, one of the big talking points coming into the postseason in general, but especially Omaha is, can Casey Borba be a reliable big stick for you in the bottom half of that lineup, right? Can you get something out of him that teams have to sit back and respect and, in a way, fear? I like Kyle's comment. Borba feasts on left-handed pitching. I think this is a good matchup for him, especially if he can catch one of those sliders that's been hanging so far this game. I'm not going to call my shot or anything, but I like the chances.
We got a Mississippi State Bulldog fan in the chat. Says, would y'all rather get to the semi with Oklahoma or Georgia?
I'd rather get to Tuesday.
Now, that's not fun, Jeff. You got to answer this question. We got a visitor from another school. In
the semis, probably Oklahoma.
Yeah, I agree.
But man, Skip's team is playing really, really well right now. It's an understatement.
Mm-hmm. Red hot.
At the right time. While we're at commercial break, I'm going to try to find a feed that's a little more up to date with y'all's.
You make me want to almost pause my own stream just to slow down to you, Blake. I'm kind of selfish over here.
We'll get there. I really thought switching to DirecTV would be the answer, but it wasn't. It's all right. Well, Jeff, never mind. TV's working.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to say mine just hosed out for a second, but we're good.
Oh, first pitch strike finally. Don't see many of them.
Oh, I think I'm ahead of y'all finally.
Yeah, you don't see.
Oh, nice little.
There we go.
That had to have been a very top heavy or a top spin on that from Borba. Had to have just died immediately. Brought that ball down in the outfield for a single. But that's good. Leadoff guy on base. This is what you hope to see out of, or I guess you can't necessarily hope to see it, but you want guys from the bottom of your lineup to start getting some pressure on, especially for Robbins and Pack and Tenney at the top to spin back around with guys on base.
Casey Borba, singles hitter. How we feeling about that? Yeah, no, the Pendergrass is a guy that I don't mind him putting on or attempting.
I like that idea. I like it.
I like we're having a
He
nice
tried it against Oregon. He tried it against Oregon. The problem is it just went right back to the mound. If you can dot a line, I mean, it's a great opportunity to be first and second with nobody out. One count now.
Daniel asked, what percentage do you think Vermilla has a chance of playing at Texas?
He says 0.
5%? 3%?
I'm putting it at a 0.
So I'll give it point one. Like it's, yeah. I've seen him mock like mid first round now, so it's. I think we could probably just let that dream die.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw 100. Good luck.
Never say never, but
yeah,
pretty close to never.
All right, still squaring around on the 1-2. I do laugh every now and then when you see guys attempt to bunt, they foul off 2 pitches, or you get to 2 strikes after an opportunity to put the ball in play, and immediately camera goes straight to the manager, and he's sitting there just kind of dumbfounded.
Well, hey,
2-2 bunt.
Credit Pendergrass for executing right here.
Yeah. Now, credit to the folks in the chat. You're looking brilliant. I am not right now. But this is exactly the situation where bunting makes a lot of sense, right? You're 9-hole, getting a guy over to scoring position for Aiden Robbins and Carson Tenney. I think if you're Jim Schlossnagle, you take that 10 times out of 10.
100%.
Already Texas with as many hits against Alabama in an inning and a third than they did in the entire game against Georgia on Saturday evening. Not to continue to bring that game up or anything.
Yeah, please don't, CJ. How about we just leave that one in the trash can over here off to the side?
All right.
Blake Kyle wants to know, is Grady Emerson showing up on campus though?
Man, at one time I think the chances were a little bit higher than they are now.
Oh,
Whoa.
He's been doing that a couple times lately, hadn't he?
Did it in the supers, yeah.
Made me lose my train of thought, Kyle. I'm sorry. At
Brady
one
Emerson.
time, I think it was a little bit higher, maybe going back to the fall, but now it would be, again, never say never, but I doubt it. I truly doubt it.
I will say Easton Autry, on the other hand, I checked in on that one. It does sound like folks in the industry would be surprised if he did not end up at Texas. I know that we got some questions over on the board, but all right. So Robin strikes out, second strikeout. Zane Adams doing a much better job in the second inning, getting ahead in counts early. Obviously, when you swing so hard and miss and let go of your bat, you're off balance to the point where you didn't feel comfortable. So that was not the at-bat you were hoping for Texas.
That was his 100th strikeout this season.
Dylan Valantis laughs somewhere.
Let's hope it's his last. Probably won't be, but let's hope it is.
Oh, those are two good takes right there from Tenney.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 2-1. That's about the same pitch that he just took twice in a row. So I don't hate it. Shows that he doesn't want that pitch. He's waiting for his pitch.
Oh.
Okay, a little pass ball action.
Yeah.
Wild pitch.
Let's get a base hit here. Bring one in.
Yeah, so Borger moves over to third, 2 outs, 3-1 count. What that also does is more likely than not forces you to throw a fastball on a 3-1 count to Carson Tenney. We'll see.
At least let Tenney get on base because I at this point, over 40 pitches now, I'd like to see Pac-Man get in there against Adams.
Oh, he throws a slider. A 3-1 slider after dirting one. That's a lot of trust in you and your catcher with a runner on third and 2 outs. Got a 3-2 count. 43 pitches, Jeff, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Felt like you were getting close to a pitch clock violation there. All right.
They're really working the inside of the plate here for Tenney. They don't want those arms to get extended.
Which, sorry, CJ.
I don't blame them.
So for those of us just joining us, if you're just joining us, Texas with a 3-1 lead, bottom second. Longhorns have first and third, 2 outs. Anthony Pack comes up to face Zane Adams, and Pac-Man, as I said earlier, has been really, really good this year against lefties.
Yeah. And the announcers just repeated what you said pretty much, yeah.
All right. Lefty on lefty once again. Let's see what Pac's got today. Oh, that was a hanger. Greg, yep, up to 44 pitches, up to 46 now. So, if anything, this is something that is playing to the benefit of the Longhorns, if and only if Rio Haas is able to limit some of those innings on the flip side.
I'd like to get that run in from third at least.
Ooh.
Definitely.
They call that a strike on the pitch.
Whoa.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't either. Especially with the strike zone.
It's almost shoulder high.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a tight strike zone too. I'm surprised by that one.
You do some funky stuff here with Tenney on first, the early steal, delay steal. You let Pack run it out.
Against a lefty, probably not.
That's probably not with Borba's speed at third as well.
Oh, there you go. All right. Pac-Man comes through.
What do I know?
Sliced one the other way.
There you go.
Yeah, on that left field line. So Texas now up 4-1, fellas. Nothing wrong with that.
Sorry, I was updating the thread over on OTF. I hope, gentlemen, that is the first of many hits in Omaha in Anthony Pack's career.
Greg, great comment. What a freshman indeed. The best in America, some would say. All right. Let's see what Ethan Mendoza's got here.
Got a runner scoring position. Probably right now with Doza and A-Rod, probably the two guys in your lineup that are seeing the ball better than anybody.
Which is funny how baseball works, right? Because around the middle of the year, you're sitting there saying, okay, we need these guys to break out of a slump, and they have probably in the best time of the year for that. So, if this is something that, again, works out in the favor of the Longhorns, Schloss looking like he's made a fantastic lineup adjustment. Got a 1-1 count here. Pitch number 52 on its way, by the way, Jeff. That was as hanging of a curveball as you will ever see, and Mendoza just missed it back to the screen.
He knew it.
Yeah, he did.
Oh man, it was CJ about a half of a blink of an eye from that one being in the outfield.
Yeah, that's one that your eyes just blow up. That comes in at you like a balloon almost. Oh, but Mendoza delivers.
Pushes one through the right side. Carson Tenney scores.
Runners advance second and third on the throw. How about that? A 5-1 lead. I can't imagine you'll see Zane Adams in this game much longer. Already a high pitch count. Texas has been hitting the off speed very well, very consistently so far. And Alabama goes home if they lose today. So Jeff, if I'm sitting in that Bama dugout, or at least in the bullpen, I'm sitting around thinking change has to be coming soon.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, CJ, that right there, sir, that is what we call a good piece of hitting right there.
Yep.
I tell you what, I didn't like. If I'm a Bama fan, what would have made me nervous? You looked at that first inning when Texas started getting some runners on. Just the way Zane Adams, you could tell like just how he was breathing, like you could just almost see like his chest expanding. Back in the day, CJ, Mike Maddox is a really good pitching coach, and he's the first pitching coach I ever heard do this. When he'd go out for a mound visit, he'd put his hand on a guy's shoulder, and you'd think like, oh, he's just like getting him to calm down. It's like, no, he's feeling his pulse feeling for a pulse to see if his pulse is racing really tight, so that way he could know how long to stay out there. If it's really racing, you can calm him down. So, and you could tell Zane Adams, like it just, I don't know if it's the moment or the situation or what, or nerves, but it seemed like it was getting to him a little bit. Felt like he was settling in, and then
it did.
I think the walk to Tenney kind of opened the floodgates here.
Yes, I think once that second runner got on base, because you're sitting there after the walk and the strikeout to you get the bunt out, and then you strike out Robbins, and you're sitting there saying, okay, I'm just a pitch away. But that's the danger of having to pitch to Carson Tenney, is you don't want to just give in and give him something to hit. evidently it's snowballed quite a bit for him. And that was a great piece of hitting. You're absolutely correct for Ethan Mendoza, who's now 11 of 27 in the NCAA tournament.
That's one of those deals too, CJ. Like, I think as a pitcher, this is more so for Valanis on Saturday than Adams right now. Once a couple of those runs come in, you start. I think it's human nature, but man, the inning should be over. Like, we should be out of this. And with Texas, it was the errors, but again, Adams probably feeling a little bit just because of the walk. And the wild pitch too, because the wild pitch put Orr in scoring position. So.
Each deliver.
Or moving to the third.
Did that get down? Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Alabama's ready to go home.
Oh man, mass confusion in the outfield for Bama. I wonder how they're going to score that. But that A-Rod clears the bases, a 2-run base hit.
What is that? A double with an error or single with an error?
I think that's probably going to be a single with a 2-base error. I think. Either way. Oh, Matthew saying that A-Rod apparently got caught on the hot mic. So, those moments are fun. All right, so it's 7-1 Texas. We're just trying to see how they score this. Okay, so they gave him. It's going to be a double, advancing to third on the throw, I guess. Oh, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It should be a double with an error, but I don't know. I'm not scoring it. So either way, 7-1.
That was a hot mic, Jeff. I had to go back and make sure about that one. That was a hot mic, yes.
Remember Mac's last game, the 2013 at Alamo Bowl against Oregon. Malcolm Brown got caught on a hot mic. And Malcolm Brown, like one of the just nicest human beings you'll ever meet. It was definitely not safe for work what the field level mic picked up, him saying to an Oregon defender after he got run out of bounds after about a 15, 20-yard run.
How about that? A 7 spot for the Longhorns through 2 innings.
Just keep it going.
And again, Jeff, this is the conversation. I guess I'll wait just a minute until we get to the end of the inning here, as I guess they're highlighting the difference, or maybe there's a tip in pitches from Zane Adams here in terms of how high the knee goes. Might have to rewind that, but if folks in the chat, if that's what they're talking about, that's really interesting. I might have to get up here and demonstrate what I'm talking about here. But someone in the chat, please point that out. I'm muted on the big on the main broadcast, but that was really interesting what they just pointed out. Broadcast breaking down tipping slider based on knee height. Yes, I thought that's what that was. So I'll demonstrate that here in a minute. But that would make a lot of sense because you're seeing Texas be very, very cautious with some of these sliders coming towards the inside right-handed hitters, and they're not chasing a lot so far. So if that's something that this dugout, maybe Troy Tulowitzki picked up on it, maybe somebody else in this lineup, that is a fantastic get. If the broadcast is catching it as well, it's certainly noticeable.
Adams at 60 pitches, man. I can't think maybe Rob Vaughn's thinking we'll just let him finish the inning at this point, see if he can get it out, get out of it.
Let's see what Twitter's saying right now. Zane Adams. Daniel Onorado says, CJ, do you have the Luis Tiante? I actually don't know who that is, but I have the Dontrell Willis in my bag. We'll go that route.
Look, I'm gonna be biased, very, very partial here. Nolan Ryan's got the best leg kick ever.
Wow, yeah.
Wow. So Adams walks Becerra. Temel's on base. So lefty with Larson coming up. I don't know, man.
Do you keep him in?
Man, because it's Larson, so no disrespect to Ashton Larson, but I'm like, even though it's lefty, I'd still like Adams right here. If Borba gets back up though, that's when I think you got to make the change. Because if Borba were to come up with the bases loaded or even 2 on, you're one hanging breaking ball away from however many runners are on base and get a home run. Well, I think we probably might have seen the last of Zane Adams here. Kyle says Eduardo Perez is calling pitches on the broadcast before he releases them.
That's, again, someone who's been around the game long enough, you get an idea of when things start looking abnormal. It certainly appears that was a tell that Texas was able to pick up on very early. But yeah, I guess is what they were talking about, Jeff, is let's see if I can demonstrate this even just a little.
We got full screen CJ. All right.
Full screen CJ. Let me move chairs around. Oh, shit. All right. So we're not going to do this. Go back, Matthew. We're not doing it. I don't got the room in here.
Matthew, please tell me we've got that we can use on the blooper reel or just whenever.
I'm just going to sit back down and start the conversation with you guys back over again.
Yeah. That's CJ, while we're waiting for this pitching change, why don't I thank one of our sponsors for this live stream, which, by the way, I don't know if we said it. This is taking the place of the live stream tonight. So we're going to shout out one of our sponsors. And we'll give a big shout out to Von Lane. Longhorn fans in the Woodlands in North Houston, listen up. Von Lane just launched a new route between Austin and the Woodlands, and now you can book trips through October. That means football season is going to be covered. No more white-knuckling it down 290. No more fighting for parking. You're riding a first-class leather seat connected to Starlink Wi-Fi. Grab a cold drink and show up at the game ready to go. But it's not just for game days. This is perfect for business travelers heading to Austin for meetings, state government work, or the UT campus. And for folks in Austin, it's a straight shot to the Woodlands for concerts, family visits, or business in the area without dealing with the Houston traffic. And here's what you're not paying for on Von Lane: bag fees, seat assignments, any of the nickel and dime nonsense the airlines have cooked up. Everything is included: Wi-Fi, snacks, beverages, hot towel service, and complimentary meals on select departures. You boarded a private hotel terminal with no TSA lines. None of that nonsense. Von Lane connects to Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands, Nashville, Memphis, and Atlanta. Book at vonlane.com and enter the code OTF26. That's OTF26 at checkout for $20 off your first ride. Again, OTF26 at checkout for $20 off your first ride with Von Lane. Von Lane, it's a private jet on wheels. All right, so for those of you just joining us, it's 7-1 Texas, bottom of the second. Zane Adams has been chased from this game. Bama has gone to the bullpen. Matthew Heiberger is the new pitcher for Bama. He's a lefty. I think you're seeing his numbers if you're watching the broadcast on TV. 3-2 this year with a 2.85 ERA. He is facing Ashton Larson, so Bama's still going with the lefty-lefty matchup. Timo Becerra gets a steal second base. I don't think that surprises anybody. I think Bama's concerned at all with that runner. Just worried at this point about getting out of the inning. CJ, Ashton Larson is a bizarro true outcome player. Normally think at true outcome, it's strikeout, home run, or walk. Larson, I believe, has 7 hits in the NCAA tournament, all of them singles. And more often than not, it's either a strikeout or a walk. Yeah. So not much for extra bases. Texas 7 for 9 today. Risp. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, that's typically the sign of a good day at the plate. What's going on here? Is this another mound visit? Is it a trainer coming out? No? No. Okay. We're just messing around, I guess, getting some steps in.
Could have been a pitch comm issue, maybe.
All right. Well, Texas adds 4, Jeff. It's a 7-1 lead. Ruger Riojas, it's the 6-run buffer headed to the top of the third. He will face the top of the lineup for Alabama. So, again, it is all about whether or not you can get out pitching with the lead, staying aggressive, letting your defense work behind you. That's going to be the key. Free bases. He was lucky to get out of that last inning with only 1 run crossing with the leadoff walk and then the walk to the second batter as well. But staying ahead in count, staying aggressive, that's going to be the key here, pitching with a 6-run lead.
So Kyle asked earlier, I said, how many runs does Texas need to lead by for Harrison to not pitch in this game? I think at this point, if you can maintain a 6-run lead and Ruger can get you to the 6th, I think then you can piece it together for the next 2 innings, hopefully, just to get it to Cozart in the 8th. If I'm Schloss and Max Wiener, I'm not waiting until the 9th to bring in Cozart. If you got, even if they cut it to a 1-run lead in the 8th, I'm bringing in Cozart to get the last 6 outs. Mm-hmm. So just as long as you can, as long as you can bridge it, whatever it takes to bridge it from Ruger to Cozart without using Harrison, I don't really care how they get there.
I'm with you. I do wonder though, if you're in a 6 or 7 or 8 run lead, Jeff, I would like to, if I could, go the entire day without needing to get deep, especially if I don't have to use Cozart today, I don't want to. But knowing that your season's on the line, anything within a 3 or 4 run differential, absolutely, he's coming in, closing the door. That's why, again, I talk about for Riojas this 3rd, 4th inning here. If he can find ways to get through it clean, get deeper into games, and bridge the gap towards the back end of the inning, as it looks like Alabama's having a team meeting down 7-1 entering the 3rd, I would do everything in my power to make sure that I don't need to throw Cozart into this game, knowing that you're going to have, once again, another elimination game tomorrow.
Yeah, you do have some options. You could go to Thomas Burns to close the game. I think Crossland could pitch today because he only worked just the 2 outs in the 7th against Georgia. I don't have his pitch count in front of me but Crossland didn't go that long. If you need a guy that can maybe give you multiple innings, if you're up by enough, could see Brody Walls. So, but at this point, it's all about Ruger protecting the lead and offensively just keep adding to it.
Yep. Well, that's what you would like to see. A 1-2 count here to start this at bat. That's what you like to see as well. Kyle says the same thing that you said, Jeff. 5-run lead late in the game. I can see Brody Walls coming in.
Yeah,
I think you could see that even on a tighter game, just in the sense that Schloss went to him last Sunday.
Yeah, Walls is a guy they trust. That freshman class of pitchers is just so dang good, man. I know Cozart's been great this year. Crosland's been really good. Walls has come on late. Michael Winter, I thought, hey, there wasn't much to write home about on Saturday, but for him to do what he did on this stage, I think it's huge for him going into the offseason.
All right, so from a 1-2 count to a 3-2 count, again, pushing 50 pitches just about. Let's see what Riojas can do here. That's a good piece of hitting, beating the shift.
CJ, you got any thoughts on the shift?
I don't like it.
Not a fan.
I don't like the shift.
It burned. You talked about Ruger's start against Oregon. Honestly, it wasn't necessarily mistakes he was making, but the shift did burn him a couple times.
It certainly worked against traditional alignment a couple times, which I feel like also happened in the regional as well. But no, I'm not a huge fan, Jeff.
So we haven't updated anything, but Blake's power has gone out. Blake's suffering a power outage, so yeah, I think it'll just be CJ and I here for a little bit.
The flood in Waco, crept on over to Blake. But here you go. This is a much better start to an at-bat, especially against a guy like Justin LeBron. 0-2 count. Now do you have the put-away pitch to get him to chase? We'll see, Jeff. We'll see. Oh, he wanted to on that one.
Mm.
16 homers, 42 RBI, or 42 stolen bases. That's pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, his name will be called pretty early. Come draft
All right,
time.
try to get him to chase again. Now you have to go back at him. You don't want to sit here with another 3-2 count potentially. All right. The fastball has not been something that Riojas has spotted up today. That's a concern. Back to a 3-2 count. 55th pitch coming up with no outs in the third inning. That's not what you want to see.
All right. Well, at least you got the lead runner, so that's good. LeBron's aboard on a fielder's choice.
Shoot. I'll tell you, though. That was a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Middle that he just got away with. But also, as we noted earlier, Justin LeBron now 42 of 43 on stolen base attempts. I don't want to jinx anything or even just call it out, but I would expect – would you even consider running him right now down 6?
Yes.
Yeah? Knowing that he's 42 of 43?
Yeah. Because the first one wasn't even – I mean –
not even competitive.
Yeah, Tenny could have just eaten it for all intents and purposes. Like making the throw was inconsequential.
Yeah. Is that a pitch clock violation? What are we doing here? No?
I think they're resetting the pitch clock.
Okay. We'll take
clock
that.
issue.
Technology, man. It's ruining the game. We do have an update from Blake. He says he is still sitting in the dark. So I will text him vague updates. Just to toy with him. Oh, shoot. Egypt scored for those watching the World Cup. Egypt's up 1-0 on Belgium. Now back to the sport people care about.
Yeah, Rocky P. Blake muted the lights at his house. So,
Curtis, how about some positivity? Blake's not muted. Texas has a 6-run lead.
Ooh, that one got away from a little bit. CJ, anything football recruiting wise we can hit on real quick at this point in the game?
Yeah, we can go that direction. Look, Texas coming off of second official visit weekend of the summer so far. I like having spoken with Kyron Brown. I think there's still a decision to be made, but I think Texas is in that pole position for the moment. I think Caleb Seiler is down to Texas and Northwestern. I'll tell you this, getting to see BenJarvia Shoemaker in person was really impressive. I liked the frame. There's a 4.63 double play to get out in the inning.
That's what you're talking about. Yep.
Doctor ordered that one up. How about this, Jeff? For Craig and Blake. Yes.
Hashtag for Craig and Blake. Absolutely.
That hashtag.
Hashtag for Blake's power.
But yes, absolutely. Look, I think on the defensive line front, still a big decision for Mitchell Turner coming up. I think with Alabama has been around in this one. He kind of fits the bill of what they've done and where they've really prioritized defensive linemen, especially on the interior, right? They don't normally go for guys that are 6'3", 6'5" in that range. And right now, Mitchell Turner kind of fits that 6'2" and can move build that at least I saw yesterday. BenJarvia Shoemaker is the other one who was on campus now. I do think that he and Texas are right there, right? Ole Miss is going to be in this conversation. He's obviously been committed there for quite some time. But he said Texas is running second right now. If there was a decision to be made, it would come down to Texas and Ole Miss. He wants to be completely locked in and done by the first week of July. So we'll see what comes of it. Right now, Texas is all steam ahead to final official visit weekend of June with Eastern Royal, Landon Williams-Callis coming in, and a couple of other committed prospects. If y'all have any questions, feel free to get them in. We'll get them in between innings.
Rocky P said, "Don't do Craig Way like that and associate him with Blake. Craig knows how to not mute himself." I'll say that, man. I'll say this. Having done a show with Craig and I did a show for 3 years in Austin locally, man. And Craig is professional and great at what he does, no question. He's a walking encyclopedia of knowledge. But man, the Craig between like during commercial breaks is the Craig I wish more people got to see. So, but that was privy to me and the producer. So it's fun. Had a lot of fun doing a show with Craig.
Mm-hmm. Craig's great to run into in the press box for any sport. Again, walking encyclopedia. I still like that this hashtag's taking a life of its own, though.
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
Ooh. All right, Casey Borba back up. Are you surprised Alabama went lefty here, bringing in what is this?
Heiberger. No, they went lefty with Larson, but I mean at this point, I'll borrow a term from speaking of Craig. I'll borrow a term from Keith Moreland. Your pitcher today is Johnny Holstaff. Like in an elimination game, especially now that you're down, man, everybody, it's all hands on deck. So,
yeah, it has to be. Certainly has to be.
Hey, I like the fact that Casey Borba was making contact. So that's good.
That was that was not an easy throw that Justin LeBron just made look like very routine.
Yeah, man.
I mean, there wasn't really an effort to get the feet under him, but that little sidearm underhand flick, just letters high to the first baseman.
Jeez, man. Oof.
It's a lot of errors in the first 42 games. That was, cool Joe, absolutely. Pendergrass to second base, that's an easy second out. You know, Jeff, we talked about it. Obviously, tough to expect bottom of your order to consistently get on base each and every time that they're up, but that second inning, the way that started was Borba getting on base, Pendergrass moving him over, and then the top of the lineup finding ways to continue to get on base and scratch across runs. You don't get that in this third inning. I do wonder, though, for the rhythm and consistency sake of someone like Ruger Riojas is getting back out on the mound quickly. Is that something that you think might benefit him once Texas gets back out to the fourth?
CJ, I'm going to be honest with the listening audience. I was reading the replies, so I just totally missed the gist of your question. I apologize for that.
It's okay. That's okay. It's not important.
No. Are you talking about Ruger going out with a lead?
No, just in the sense that, the bottom half of the lineup in the second inning, where they were able to start the rally that Texas ended up scoring 4 runs with. You don't get that now. Should Texas, should Robbins not find a way on base either, you go from probably a 20-minute half inning to about a 4-minute half inning. Do you think that will in turn help, a more consistent, more –
I think so, because of a guy like Ruger. It's about, he needs to get into a little bit of rhythm. So the thing about these Texas pitchers though, especially the 3 starters, like they can sit around for an elongated inning, and they've had to do that this year.
Yeah,
because their offense has been so good. But a quick inning here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
That was a really nice play over there by the first baseman. Texas does go 1, 2, 3 ground balls, 1 to short, 1 to second, 1 to first. So now we will get Ruger Riojas after about a 5 or 6 minute inning, a half inning. He'll be back on the hill here. As he's up, he will be pitch 59 will be his first pitch. And Jeff, lucky us, Jim Schlossnagel's getting to talk to the ESPN broadcast.
The Schloss in-game interview. Everybody, hold on to your butts. Although they've kind of reversed the trend a little bit. Knock on wood. So hopefully everything's turned around there. Right now, CJ, I need to thank another one of our sponsors, and to say a very big thank you to our friends over at Hargrove Roofing. Hargrove Roofing, longtime sponsor here at On Texas Football, with offices across Texas, including in Austin, as well as Louisiana and Arkansas. Hargrove Roofing will take care of all of your roofing needs. Plus, they're Longhorn friendly with partners like former defensive tackle Stevie Lee. They're the most pro burnt orange roofing company out there. No one wants to turn their home over to a company they can't trust. So call Hargrove today for a free, no strings attached roof inspection. Just call 512-645-3202. Again, that's 512-645-3202. Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof. And again, if you're just joining us, this is we're doing this watch with us for the game. It's taking the place of the normal Monday night live stream. So if you're hanging out for the Wednesday night or the Monday night live stream, there will be no stream. This is our, unless news breaks, which we're always prepared for. This is our last scheduled live for today.
Yes. So all of you can spend time with your families at dinner instead of with me, Coach, and Rod Babers.
Erica says, just drove by Blake's house. All lights are on. Saw a dude who looked like Blake sitting on the couch eating bonbons watching the game. I'm going to give Blake a little more credit than that. Rocky P asks, says, Jeff, if Texas pulls it out today and tomorrow, who do they start on Wednesday? Is Valanis going to be ready that quick? I think at that point,
I would think so.
I mean, in a perfect world, you'd love to bring him back on Thursday if you make it there. But I mean, if you don't win Wednesday, you don't get to Thursday. So, yeah, it probably would be Valanis, I would think. But I think too, that could be opponent dependent too. Because if you're Georgia, if it's Georgia, you've already seen Valanis in this tournament.
That's a good point. Yeah, that again just speaks to how difficult things are when you fall in that opening game, working your way all the way back.
Yeah.
A lot of that is managing your rotation and your bullpen, but you know, if the lineup's going to put up 7 runs through 3 innings, you feel your chances against anybody are pretty good. It's just doing that is not as easy as it is to be said.
No, even, in 21, when Texas came out of the losers bracket and got to the semifinals, got to a winner take all against Mississippi State. I mean, even then you had 3 really good starters with Ty Madden, Tristan Stevens had a really good year that year. And then Pete Hansen was your 3. Even then, I mean, your pitching was still spread pretty thin.
I think you could argue that was probably the best fastball we've seen from Riojas today, a 2-2, 96-mile-per-hour heater that ran a little bit inside, but more than anything was high enough to where Torres wasn't going to catch up to that one. 4th strikeout of the day, up to 63 pitches now. I think someone commented earlier, I don't remember where it went. Do you let Riojas run up to 100 pitches? Do you save him for Wednesday? Look, I think you run him as deep as you can, knowing that you have a 7-1 lead, trying to save arms for what could be, a game against Alabama or Georgia on, was it Wednesday?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, again, kind of like we just talked about, this is why you want to win the first game, because there really are you're really on the Argo principle. Like, what's the best bad idea we've got? What's the best unfavorable situation that we can make the most of here? Because once you get through Harrison, I mean, if you get to Wednesday, you're either going to go Valanis on very, very short rest, or you're going to go with an opener. And then, I mean, it's not the craziest thing in the world. If they get through, if they win this game and get to Wednesday, it's not the craziest thing in the world to think that, oh man, that's a yard ball. So Bama with a solo home run. Yeah, I wouldn't be maybe celebrating round of the bases down 7-2, but that's just me. 7-2, Riojas gives up a solo home run. You know the good thing about solo home runs, CJ, they only count for one run.
Yep, 2-1 hanging. What was that? Curve slider, right down the heart of the plate. Against SEC hitting, that will get you punished. Fortunately, to your point, Ruger got the leadoff guy out, so it was only a solo homer. 7-2 Texas. Again, this just kind of speaks to, if you're Ruger, if you're Jim Schlossnagle, can you get through this game as much as you can without, putting this lead in any more jeopardy than what it is? Seven to 2. Ruger's got to get some of these pitches down. That's a single to right field here. All right, so at what point do you start getting somebody warm in the pen? Now that you're 70 pitches through 3 1/3, there's a guy on base. You just let a ball go 550 feet to right field. It was smooth sailing. I think you let the smooth sailing go as long as you can. Now that you're starting to see some traffic again, do you at least get somebody warming up?
Hey, Blake is back.
Hey, when I left, they scored a bunch of runs apparently, and then as soon as that electricity came back on, I saw Alabama score. So maybe I just need to be gone. Maybe I'm the curse.
Yeah,
it's not the worst idea you've ever had, Blake.
So now I got to go back and.
Oh, wait, did Schloss do the in-game interview this inning?
Yeah.
Well, if he did, then that's why Ruger gave up the home run. So no, I'm not getting the bullpen ready yet.
Okay.
Blaming it on the in-game interview.
The in-game interview curse.
Well, it may be back because now it's back to back. Or I'm sorry, just the one single.
So if y'all don't mind, let me ask a question here. How did Texas get 7? Because I believe it was 4-1 when I lost power.
Strong opening possession, found the end zone, extra point. No, it was a string of, I believe, 3 doubles in the first inning.
Oh.
Really solid, consistent hitting. And then the second inning started with a Borba single, a Pendergrass sac bunt. That's not good. That's another opposite field single. 2 on, 1 out here for Alabama. Again, some foot traffic on the base paths. But fourth inning, Blake, you really just saw a consistent piece, time hitting. Mendoza and A-Rod once again coming together clutch. They've been fantastic today.
Good stuff. Okay.
And Alabama in left center field, a single off the bat from Adrian Rodriguez, or at least it should have been with 2 on. Ended up with both outfielders staring at themselves rather than the ball. Went to the fence. A-Rod ended up on third, and both runs scored.
So I guess they have since scored that. It's a double with an error. Advancing.
All right. A different arm slot here for Riojas. 2 on, 1 out. I thought that was a good-looking pitch, too. I got a guy out there. Oh, yeah. Blake, we're not going to talk about this one, okay?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So
Now I got to know.
Well, so the broadcast figured out that Zane Adams there was a hitch in his, or the height of his leg kick was tipping pitches. CJ tried a demonstration that what they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Started out good idea, just not very well executed.
No,
I'm gonna have to rewind in a little bit.
I basically called HB dive and it turned into a butt fumble. So that's in the past. We're moving on.
Go back and watch.
Let's see. It's a 1-1 count here. Pitch number 79. That's a good pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. We are an hour and 30 minutes into this game and still in the top of the 4th.
Man, if I'm Riojas, I'm not even worried about the base runners, man. I'm just worried about getting this out. That's all I got to worry about. You got a 5-run lead. Like just get the out.
Oh, shoot. 1-2 hanging slider. Let's dirt that one, no?
Man, in my mind, I think we talked about this when we started, guys. You know, for me, if Ruger could get through the 5th,
there it is.
And he's, 81 pitches.
He's on
81 pitches. He can definitely get you through 5. If you if he has a quick 5th, maybe you can bring him back out for the 6th.
Yeah.
So again, damage to only one, or limited to only 1 run scoring for Alabama. Great news for Texas. They have 2-3-4 coming up to plate. Carson Tenney's had 2 walks today. Let's see if Texas is able to get more traffic on the base paths here, if they're able to scratch across even another, Jeff. I think that for each run that you continue to load up on with this lead, I think that adds another 5, maybe 8 pitches to Riojas' tally before probably like a hard cap at 110 for me, I think is how I would approach this.
Yeah, probably. That's because I think where did he go in the regional? I think, or in the supers. I think in the supers he was up 150. Yeah.
It was high.
It was high, but it was good. It was just good that the thing that I liked about that outing, though, his velo was still like mid 90s, like 90, 93, 94.
Yes.
Which probably tells you the shoulders, he's probably through that shoulder issue. We're talking about the press box during the Supers. Last year we're looking, okay, what was his career high pitch count? I knew it was last year in the regional, that losers bracket game against K-State. I think it was at 119. Like you could tell, like it's like, hey, I'm sure Schloss and Max told him, like, hey, we're trying to save bullpen arms. Dude, you got to go out there basically until your arm falls off. Like you just got to go until you physically can't go anymore. And to his credit, he did. But no, I think you're right, CJ. 110 is probably where you're maxing out at.
Yeah, just in the sense that should you run the table, should you continue to stay alive in these elimination games, Jeff, you don't want him completely out of gas for the sense that you have a shorter week than typical and would at least at some point like to get him back, later on in what possibly could be a national championship series. But again, you got to get to that point first.
Yeah, I just my thinking, I think if you saw Ruger again before a hypothetical trip to the championship series, I think it would be Thursday.
For like an inning or 2?
Yeah. I don't think there's no way they'd bring him back tomorrow. No. And I highly doubt if they made it to Wednesday that they'd do it Wednesday. I think it would be Thursday.
Blake, do you have any idea where Texas might go? Or like what would you do? Who's the first arm that you call out of the pen with a 7-2 lead, 5th or 6th inning here?
Oh, man.
It's a good question, too.
Spin
it around for this answer here, actually.
Man, I'd almost like to see them take the same approach that they did. I mean, it's risky, but against Georgia, where you're using some of those younger guys he knows not going to get as much play, but I mean, then again, 7-2 with this bullpen sometimes isn't safe. So
it's college baseball.
I think for an opener, you got to use a reliever that's better in a clean inning, and somewhat like I would not use Burns as an opener because you need some margin for error when you got Burns in there just because of the control. I would almost think, and I like that we're having these conversations, I think if you have to go to an opener on, I guess that would be Wednesday, I think Brody Walls might be the best candidate for that.
I don't hate that.
Sitting here looking.
I don't hate that. I also don't hate, and maybe there's a difference, obviously, between coming out of the bullpen and with a fresh inning versus starting a game. But the idea of a hard-throwing Thomas Burns to start a game for an inning, maybe 4 outs, is something that I could certainly get behind. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Texas still has 15 outs to get over there. Anthony Pack just grounded into a double play after the 3rd walk of the day for Carson Tinney. So we might be hitting the 5th inning relatively sooner than anticipated. But now Ethan Mendoza gets an opportunity with the bases empty.
Man, I was just looking at some of the older pitchers on this lineup, wondering who you could go with. But
I think Walls is a good option. I think I would prefer to keep Crossland available for a late inning situation.
Yeah.
But also, again, I think Burns is someone that, look, if you trust him, if you feel like he's going to walk in there and throw strikes, like, it's not a bad option. 98, it's tough to hit no matter when you throw it out there. It's just, do you prefer him the top half of the lineup first time around, or do you like a high leverage situation for him, which he hasn't had a ton of success with, if that makes sense? Low but bread, yeah, absolutely. If Jason Flores had figured out, or at least been consistently an option for Texas this year, I think he would have been a guy that they would have loved to have had in situations like this. But it very early in the year, I think both sides kind of figured out, hey, this probably isn't the path or trajectory that they had hoped. The start of this year would have gone for Flores.
So 2 things. Kyle here brings up a great point. This conversation is where you miss Max Grubbs. He would have been a perfect opener. And then Blaze says throw LeFew out there. I was kind of leaning towards that.
LeFew?
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at these names on this roster, and you definitely like to have somebody with experience. That's where my hang up is about throwing out some of these younger guys in a high pressure situation like this. And I'm kind of on that same, I'm kind of thinking the same thing here. I don't know. There's just no one I'm looking at that I'm like, oh, that's my guy.
That's not good there. Ethan Mendoza grounds out to first base, doesn't make it halfway down the line. It looks like he's holding the shoulder, his right shoulder once again. So that certainly didn't look good.
He looked like he was in pain immediately after swinging that bat.
Yes. I don't know, Jeff, if you saw that immediately, but Mendoza at least looks to be ailing in some sort in regards to that shoulder.
Yeah, I guess at this point, because the good thing is there's no good thing about it, but since he's in the DH spot, if you needed to, you'd figure with a 5-run lead, maybe you just go with Livingston or Gumbo.
Yeah. That'd be a big loss, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Because he's seeing the ball. I think him and A-Rod are seeing the ball better than anybody in the lineup right now.
Yeah. What Jeff, while you stepped out there for a second, I don't know if you saw this comment. this conversation's where you miss a Max Grubbs when we were talking about the opener.
Oh yeah, for
Man,
sure.
how big would that have been?
Man, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to have him. Because he would be the perfect opener because he's got starting experience.
Yep. Man. Yeah, that from Mendoza, that just looked immediate, like an immediate reaction as soon as he got through that swing.
I don't know if the ESPN broadcast will mention it or if they even caught up on it, but I would have liked to have had some sort of replay on that. That's a tough College World Series stat line. Inning and 2/3, 7 earned run. Whew. Won't be telling your kids about that one.
Yeah.
All right, Riojas out for top of the fifth. What is he at? 82 pitches?
Needs to go back to getting ahead in counts.
Yeah, he does.
You know, and I'll give Riojas a lot of credit because I would say he's been far from clean in this game. But only 2 earned runs so far. And again, let me knock on wood. He's danced around some danger, plenty of innings so far.
Mm-hmm.
For those that follow the MLB and specifically the Rangers, this feels like just the most normal Kumar Rocker outing that you'll ever see.
So he has 48 strikes, and that'll be 34 balls now.
Oh, that's a nasty 2-1 pitch. You know what I should have done? I should have kept a book for this. Y'all ever do that at home?
When I go to a major league game, I'll score it. But no, I don't. I've gotten so used to stat broadcasts.
Broadcasts.
Yeah, I was about to say the NCAA scores it for you. You can actually see the scorebook.
Oh no, Rocky Poor. What are we doing?
Man, between the gifs and the some of y'all with the AI images, man, it's some stuff I'll cook up. It's crazy.
That's a great sign right there. A leadoff strikeout after going down 0-2 in the count or 2-0 in the count for Rio. Fantastic. 94 miles per hour on pitch, 86, 87 of the afternoon. Again, Jeff, that's kind of the conversation that we had earlier is if he's able to continue the high or at least average velocity of 93, 94, 95, you feel good about stretching him even with the pitch count.
No doubt. Up to 87. Hey, by the way, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get into this blaster box. If nobody minds, see what we can find in here. Blake, have you opened any of this product, this Panini NIL?
Man, I have not. I haven't even bought cards in I don't know how long, to be honest with you. My wife complains that I have too many, so I try to stay in her good graces. I was looking through some of them this morning, actually, right after coffee and football.
It's funny, you're really into cards, and then like you hit middle school and high school, and you kind of put it off to the side, and then you turn 40, and you're back into the stuff you were.
It's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I got to check with Bobby Blake on what our probably with Matthew on our giveaway policy, but not today, not right now. I got some Longhorn stuff in my personal collection that I think I'm going to offer up for giveaways to the listening audience.
Jesus Christ.
We've given away.
I don't think that's quite got the distance
over the years. I think the last thing we gave away was a autographed McCoy and Chipley helmet.
Nice.
Yeah, that was back when maybe we hit. Gosh, I don't even know, either 50,000 or 100,000 subscribers. So it's been a while.
All right, let's see. We got some base cards. We got Anthony Hill.
Well, there you go.
Work right.
Never mind. I'm going to show you.
Well, that's a nice parallel. Campus Legends of the GOAT. Vincent Paul Young Jr. Don't argue with me on that. Logan Eggleston, who's probably, if we're talking about female athletes at Texas, she's in the Mount Rushmore conversation for sure.
There you go. All right, 1, 2, 3 inning, Jeff.
Yep, that was Texas made that one look easy.
That looked really easy. That was a 10-pitch inning. I believe that was the shortest of the afternoon, and it allows you to stretch into the 6th inning if you're Ruger. That's fantastic for Texas.
At 93, you can bring him back out.
Yep.
Yes. And CJ, I may give this one to you because this is your guy. You bought a lot of this guy's stock, Ty Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Hurricane, baby.
Going a different direction with that.
Hey,
I thought you were going to see John Mateer.
Nah. Blake, since we're in the middle of the 5th inning, Blake.
Yeah.
At the midway point, would you like to shout out our lead sponsor here for this live?
You know, I would love to do that. Give me just a second because once my computer rebooted, because it basically had no charge, I lost the read, but I can find it just as quick. And all right, I will be glad to do that. Let me tell you all this beautiful Monday afternoon about Prize Picks. We're in the dog days of summer, and it's not only heating up outside, but in the sports world as well. Baseball's in full swing, WNBA's rolling, and obviously millions of people are watching the World Cup. There's a lot going on, and Prize Picks adds more fun to it. Now every possession matters, every at-bat matters. You're locked in from start to finish. You're not just watching anymore. You got a little juice in it. The best part is it's easy. You just pick more or less on player stats. You build your lineup. You submit it. You're good to go. It takes maybe 60 seconds. And you can go across any sport as well. Basketball, baseball, golf, soccer, even esports. Whatever's on, it fits. And I don't have my picks up on screen, but I'll tell you about them. We're mixing and matching them today, going with both baseball and the WNBA. First, we got Shohei Ohtani to have more than half of a hit plus run plus RBI. Ohtani's averaging 3.4 per game his last 5, and he should get it going against the Rays tonight. And then we're taking Paige Beckers to have more than 14.5 points. She's been red hot nearly every game. She scored 72 points in her last 3, fellas. We're trusting our gut. That's exactly what you do with Prize Picks. You make your picks, you lock it in. Now every single moment actually means something, and Prize Picks is available in all 50 states, including right here in the great state of Texas. So download the app, use code HMA, play $5 in lineups. They're going to give you $50 in lineups instantly. Again, that's code HMA. 5 gets you 50. It's as simple as that. And as always, play smart, play responsibly, play Prize Picks. I want to thank them for sponsoring. All right. Let's see here. All right. Bye, y'all. Kids going to play golf. Must be nice. So A-Rod back up to bat, guys. Bottom of the 5th.
That's a base knock. Adrian Rodriguez staying hot, hottest player in Omaha at the moment. 16 of 25 in the NCAA tournament. That is unbelievable. Do the quick math. Anybody got it right now? He's hitting 600. How about that? Uh-oh. Jeff.
Yeah.
I was told there would be no math involved today. See, I'm doing a live stream with Blake, and now I'm muting myself. Hey, we're on a timeline to we're getting closer to the producers on the often demanded producer only live stream.
I always tell Matt, since we kind of run it behind the scenes, that we ought to just go renegade one day and go live, just me and him, and see what happens and see how mad we can make Bobby.
So I'm gonna get into this Panini box too. There's Mia Scott.
Oh, there you go.
Torn ACL. That's a cool looking Aaron Ross card. A little red, white, and blue. And then Trevor Gooseby, another guy. If you haven't bought stock in Trevor Gooseby, do it already. Maybe OT1 in the 2027 draft.
Got a
super chat.
A football super chat. That's all right. We'll take it. So Arch is coming back, right? Easton and Sales, thumbs up.
Yeah, guys. So for those that missed it, Kay Adams on Up and Adams, her and Sark were talking about Arch, and she asked about 2027. Sark said he would be surprised if Arch didn't come back in 27. Now, with all due respect to the head football coach at the University of Texas,
I would be surprised.
Saying that in June of 2026 is very different than what may be the case. But I mean, really, what else can Sark say at this point? You know, I'm not expecting Arch to be back. I don't think anybody's expecting Arch to be back. Mm-hmm. But until you get to the end of the season for Sark, like there's really no point in talking about it. So
yeah, Sark did comment as well. He said, Arch loves college. You know, obviously he's making a pretty penny in NIL.
Wouldn't be surprised if, yes. So I misspoke. At any rate, I am not expecting Arch to come back.
I would not expect that either. But you never know. All right, 2-2 count here. Now it's a 3-2 count. Yeah. This is an inning Alabama absolutely cannot afford to have balloon again. They're already down 5 in the 5th, a leadoff single. Now seventh pitch of the at-bat to Timo coming up here. Ooh, and they get him on the outside corner. I don't know about that one, but that's a big strikeout to prevent this from moving quickly.
So shout out to our guy Hank South, by the way, over at OTF on TexasFootball.com. The quote from Sark was, "We haven't had the discussion. I will tell you, I would not be surprised on if Sark would be surprised if Arch wanted to stay one more year." And that's the thing. Like Arch may want to stay one more year, but that may not matter. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's going to matter. But at any rate,
I'm not saying Texas is going to get in on him or anything like that, but Oregon State's left-handed pitcher Trey Morris just entered the portal. He had a 1.98 ERA in 59 innings pitched this year. He was a freshman All-American.
Hey, Rod almost caught snoozing on that pickoff attempt.
That will be interesting.
Ooh. Yeah, CJ, you're a little ahead of me. I just saw it. That pucker factor kicked in a little bit right there.
I can hear Augie yelling, getting picked off at first.
You know, that inside off-speed pitch that Ashton Larson almost got an elbow on, I'll tip my cap to a lot of programs that have convinced a lot of their lineup that getting hit by 80 to 90 mile per hour pitches does not hurt. Because you see, you know, guys kind of poke that elbow out, whether or not they have the elbow pad on or not. For the folks that sit there and say it doesn't hurt, I'll take my base, they're lying. They are dead lying to your face. Anytime you get hit by anything over an 85, that hurts.
By the way, I hate to interrupt. Jackson Hotchkiss is going to Arizona State.
Interesting.
So now I guess I can tell everybody he did visit. He was the visitor last week, came in for a couple of days. Texas was very high on him. So, you know, that's two outfielders. Bino Waters visited as well, went to LSU, and Hotchkiss now headed to Arizona State. So back to the drawing board as far as outfield goes for the Longhorns when it comes to the transfer portal.
On the portal outfielder real quick, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when the conversations are being had about next year's outfield and behind the scenes what the projections are for Jonah Williams, if he's going to be a part of it or not.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. For being 100% honest, like I'd love to see it.
rewind that a little bit, Blake, Jeff. Go back to a year ago, because obviously going into the season, I think the expectation was after a strong freshman campaign, Jonah was obviously going to be a guy that you anticipated. I think he began in right field, or was it center? One of the two. You expected him in the starting lineup one way or the other with Robbins, and the question was, okay, who then fills out that other position? Is it Pack, who eventually now has turned into the best freshman? But was that the plan going into this season, Blake, was that, hey, you can rely on Jonah to be in this starting rotation as Borba hits into a double play in the fifth?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was.
Oh my God.
CJ, I'm so sorry. I had a text about some portal stuff and I was reading it. Can you repeat that for me? I'm sorry.
Hey, Blake, by the way, when you were out, I did the same thing. I was reading something while CJ was asking me a question and totally.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
In my own little world over here.
I'm trying to find portal news for everybody.
Yeah, let me get my monologue going. But Blake, I was asking you if you could rewind us, go back to maybe November, December, leading into the spring, while everybody was still healthy, obviously. What were the plans for the outfield? With Robbins coming in, you had Jonah returning, Pat coming in as a freshman. Was it too early to tell who the planned three starters were in the outfield were?
I think so to a little bit, or at least to a degree. Number one, they thought Pack was going to be good, but they didn't know he was going to be that good.
Yeah,
and I think Sloss has actually said that before. So I don't, I knew that he was going to see a little playing time, but not like we're seeing by any stretch of the imagination. They thought Jonah was going to be a huge piece of that outfield, and it just did not happen that way, unfortunately. But yeah, at the time, and that was another one. They lost some guys. We talked about it. On Bases Loaded, was it yesterday? I guess when we recorded it. Is that going to change their portal approach this year because they lost guys to the draft, and one of those guys was expected to be out there as well. So I don't know. I mean, I think it would have been too early to tell at that point, but I think they at least had a pretty good idea on two of the three. So yeah, I am interested to see though if CJ needs to put in a super chat for Blake to pay attention. I am interested to see if their portal approach changes a little bit because they got burned though. And I know we talked about it yesterday, but
on that conversation of outfielders, Joe Doyle, MILB, does a fantastic job for over slot. Oregon outfielder Angel Laya, I think is how you say the name. Angel Laya, maybe?
Angel, yeah.
We'll split the difference there. Entering the portal, hit 296, 14 homers, prototypical right fielder is what he says. Potential 2028 first rounder, so obviously still eligibility, needs to come back for another year. But look, Texas is in the market. We'll see what happens here.
He was really productive for Oregon. He had a rough super against Texas, though.
Yeah.
Oh, they're showing Taz take infield during BP today.
I think it's going to be it's going to be really interesting to see how different this team looks next year, not only due to the portal, but does who you pick up in the portal make certain players currently on this team change positions?
Yeah, and again, like, things could change. We'll see what happens. But like the Casey Borba factor to me is interesting too, because you're already at the point, Blake, like you're bringing Lincoln Garcia in to play third base.
Yep.
So if Borba comes back, he's going to be at first base. And again, it's like, where is he drafted? What does the money look like? That last check, like, that's what I was told is complete wild card when looking at next year's roster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all caught that earlier, but on the 1-1 pitch that Ruger got a swing and miss with, he strutted around the mound like he thought he had another strikeout. Turns out, nope. but he does get a ground ball to short, or I guess that's second base technically. Mendoza throws him, Larson throws him out. What am I doing here? Running out second base.
But yeah, Jeff, I mean, that's a good example. Does the center of that infield, does that change? You know, I mean, depending on who you bring in, it's going to be interesting to watch how these pieces of the puzzle all fit together going forward.
All right, so next pitch for Riojas will be number 100. I would argue this is going to be his last inning. Texas hasn't extended the lead at all.
I'm gonna guess if it gets to Holt, I would think they bring in Ethan Walker for lefty and then go with whoever's gonna extend.
Yeah, so his final 2 at bats here. I don't know. I don't know if the broadcast has mentioned anything about the bullpen getting warm, but I haven't seen anything on the screen yet. I have to imagine that there's a contingency plan in place here. That ball made it pretty far down the left field line there, but it's foul.
What's the most he's thrown this season? Anybody know?
I think it was the last outing, Jeff.
It was in the Super. I think it was 113 or 120.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can look that up really quick.
Which, again, what is that? 8 days in between outings, so you're able to stretch him once more. I would assume you don't want to get him throwing 115 or 20 in this game, but hey, your backs are against the wall. You're at 102 with 2 outs in the 6th. I think I'm with you, Jeff. I think this would be the last outing or the last at bat.
111 against Oregon.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
But as long as he's getting ahead in the count, you kind of like to see it. That's all things considered, and I'm getting ahead here. If this does indeed if this is the final out for Ruger Riojas, successful outing, two runs on 6 innings, backs against the wall, I think you take that all day. Let's see. Pitch number 105. Blake, you think you could do anything 105 times in a row today?
Probably not. Maybe mute myself.
93-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle. Gets the K. I would say that's a darn good outing for Ruger Riojas. I'd also say that's the last that we'll see of him today. Straight to the cryo chamber in case of emergency later on. I don't know what Daniel's asking me here. I don't know what that word is.
Line and Kugel?
Do we have any idea, chat?
Hey, I want to go back to a comment since we're in between innings. The Miami recruit isn't even going to enter the MLB draft because he wants to play at Miami, hoping we can get something similar. Now, I want to say maybe this kid is just a huge Miami fan. Maybe. But there are a lot of schools out there that promise a certain number at NIL and don't deliver on that. And I'm not saying Miami's one of them, but we see that a lot when it comes to this type of stuff. A kid's thinking he's going to get to campus and get, I don't know, 650,000, whatever it may be. And then they maybe get a third of that or 2/3 of that at most. And Texas, I will say, is very upfront with these kids. What they say they're going to pay, they pay. And so they have these conversations with these kids going into the draft. And a lot of those don't. They give them a phantom number, and then they end up not getting anywhere close to that number. And so we see that play out. And I'm not saying that's the case with the Miami recruit. I'm not saying that's the case with Miami, but you see that happen a lot, or we've seen that happen a lot over the last year or two for sure. So Texas is very upfront with in very direct in their conversations before this. So just so everybody knows.
That's good stuff there, Blake. Isaac Reese, any updates on Mendoza? I've not seen anything on Twitter. Of course, after his last at bat, he looked like that shoulder was flaring up on him again. It didn't look good. He didn't make it halfway down the line on a ground ball to first base. So certainly something to watch. We're getting a look inside the dugout right now. I don't see him, but you're only really seeing Ruger Riojas, who's massage gunning his shoulder. So maybe he's not done. Again, we're not listening to the broadcast, but there's a chance we see Mendoza, or at least his slot in the lineup, come up to the plate this bottom half of the sixth. So we'll see, I guess.
Well, I like Pendergrass getting ahead in the count here. I love him getting on base, man.
Hot take.
Got a bone to pick with Panini. Got a lot of repeat cards in this box, guys.
Real quick for Kyle asking what the final line was for Ruger. Was it 6 hits, 2 earned runs? What is it? 6 Ks maybe?
7
Ks on 106 pitches.
He's in quality start territory right now.
Certainly. Yeah, there it is. 2 walks, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. Pretty good day. Danced around a lot of trouble. All right, Pendergrass, that 3-1 count right there. Is that fastball down the middle is the one that you whack.
Joshy, yeah, I figured you were going to say that. Just collect vintage. I got a decent amount of vintage. Looking at my Robin Yount rookie right now, so I got some vintage.
That's a good day, Rocky. That's a good day. White Claw surges. Feel like you'll get hit by a truck. Pendergrass, can he beat the pitcher to the? No, he cannot. Oh, yes, no, he cannot. What flew out of the back pocket? It looked like the ball.
The old sliding mitt. Bake some cookies while you're rounding the bases.
Blake, are you having to buy sliding mitts for all of your kids?
Baseball is the most expensive sport. I don't care what anybody says. I have wasted thousands upon thousands of dollars on sliding mitts and bats and gloves, and I don't even know what else. I mean, it's ridiculous.
My kid's getting an oven mitt.
Than anything.
Thank you.
Getting an oven mitt, he's gonna like it.
Hey, look, I've got one kid. I got my daughter. She does dance. It's gotten to the point where I've told my wife, like, just don't tell me what stuff costs. Just buy it.
Oh, Aiden Robbins hit by a pitch. See, that's one. Oh, almost a goal. That's one you just turn away and you take. Well, you get hit right in the cheek. I had to find a way to phrase that one.
Was this first hit by pitch for Texas this game, I believe? Yep.
4th at bat for Carson Tenney, Blake. He's 0 for 0, 3 walks.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes to get on base.
Good day
for
you.
How you do it.
Oh, shoot.
Josh, I don't think we can put that on the screen, but point taken. Noted.
Carson Tenney looking at walk number 4 right now. He's already up 2-0 on the count. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but there were games where you walked several times at least to start the day, and you're just like, dude, let me just hit anything. I will swing at anything to not just have to jog 90 feet again. And he did.
I think Tenny just took your advice, CJ.
Did it go?
No.
Right at the cut of the outfield wall to right field. He just missed that one. Wind's blown from right to left too. I wonder if that had an effect on that one.
None, Dean. None.
Oh yeah, Dean. No, you get nothing.
You get nothing.
It is so ridiculous.
I mean, it's just to protect your hand. It's not like it gives you,
That's what I tell Colt. I'm like, you don't even slide head first. Why am I buying these?
All right, CJ, hit of the box. Michael Taft Silver. That's what we got.
Nice. Send that to Jerry.
It's bad. That was my first thought as well.
Oh, Pac-Man.
I was just thinking we need to see a yard ball.
Yeah.
Boom. A little boom in the game thread.
How about it? Freshman All-American, freshman of the year, opposite field homer, 12th of the year. Texas now up 9-2.
Yeah.
He caught that wind the way that Pat cannot. 100 miles off the bat, 353 down the line, and the boys are showing Taz Tulowitzki celebrating in the dugout.
So it is now 9-2 Texas, bottom 6.
Is this the best freshman Texas baseball season since who? Have we talked about that?
For a position player?
Yes.
Maybe you gotta go all the way back to Stubbs. The other guy, you've had some guys that have had good years, but man.
I mean, this is a special talent loading right now for Texas.
So Doe's still in the game, taking this AB. Interesting.
I wonder, yeah.
One arm, two arm, doesn't matter. He's still getting base hits.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother. That still didn't look comfortable.
Ooh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you wonder, is it one of those deals where I mean they may sub for him here and put somebody in to run?
I was thinking the same thing. I wouldn't want him running or diving or sliding in any way. That right arm came off that bat very early on the follow through.
Yeah. Yep. Bring it in early to run.
Yeah, that arm isn't moving really at all when he's running. The fact that he can even swing is pretty impressive.
I mean, it may be one of those things. Look, those may be having the same deals like Chance Wheelis had in Omaha in 05, where that thing was just going to sublex and it was just going to be an issue. But maybe it's one of the deals where the training staff might have told him, like, look, you can't, this is as bad as it's going to get. Like, you're not going to do any more damage. It's just going to basically be a pain tolerance thing.
Right.
I don't know that. I'm just saying it could be one of those deals.
Hinosa did have a pretty good freshman year, Kyle. That's correct.
CJ Hinojosa did have a good freshman year. Eric Weiss had a good freshman year, but I think just if you look at the total, the kind of impact that Pack has had,
yeah,
I'd probably go back to Drew Stubbs. Rocky P mentioned Brooks Kiesnick. Look, anything you want to mention that Brooks Kiesnick did, for me in terms of Texas baseball, Brooks is the GOAT. So you want to put anything up against the Kiesnick season, it's going to pale in comparison. The Pack was that his 11th homer this year?
12.
12?
And what, he came into the postseason with 7, I think?
Yeah.
In the stream, Matthew.
Yeah. Welcome, Sandman.
Yeah, welcome, Sandman.
Silence from you, but welcome.
Get him out of here. I don't know. Just real quick, Matthew.
That was not me, just so you know.
For folks who are watching the World Cup, Egypt is up 1-0 on Belgium. Real quick, Cape Verde out of Africa tied Spain in their first ever appearance in the World Cup this morning. It was 0-0. Sounds boring. It was unbelievable. Spain is the European champs from a year ago. One of the best teams, one of the favorites for the entire World Cup. They hit the crossbar. The Cape Verde goalie had 8 saves, I believe. Complete brick wall. First ever appearance, you tie the European champions. That's pretty electric. So their goalie is 38 or 40 years old. He went from 50,000 followers on Instagram to 2 million in a span of 4 hours. So I know most folks don't care, even the two that I'm talking to probably, but I love it, man. That was awesome. All right, back to baseball. And that was on Texas football.
I'm just thinking about them 2 kids that went into the portal today. That's interesting stuff.
All right, A-Rod right now hitting 600. 640. Highest player since 2009. Minimum was at 20-25 at bats. To say that he's seeing the ball right now, I would say is an understatement.
Just love watching him at the plate. I know I said that earlier, but
Ooh, whoa, nice. Oh, was that Callum Early? Delayed steal? Fooled the catcher so bad that he threw it to first? It's like pressing the wrong button in the show.
yeah.
The behind home plate view of that is hilarious. All right, 1-2 count for A-Rod. What do we got here, boys? What do we got? We're 2 hours and 15 minutes into the live stream. Delirium is soon.
I'm just wondering if 105 pitches. I'm just wondering if you bring back A-Rod for the 7th. I mean, bring back Riojas for the 7th.
I think they're going to bring him in for another batter or 2.
Now that you got the 2 extra runs, I mean, maybe.
I think you extend it.
I don't know if I like it.
I mean, you could bring him back and just because you got 7, 8, 9. So you could just bring him back and say, look, whether he gets those 3 outs or whatever, when he gets to Fowler, you're going to the bullpen.
Have y'all seen anywhere with who Oklahoma will start against Georgia tonight?
I have not, but granted, I haven't looked.
No way.
Yeah. Well,
He might be the hottest baseball player in America at the moment.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. 5th homer of the season. This one probably goes, I'll guess 375. 418. Holy He's unbelievable.
That was nice.
Right.
I'll tell you who needs a hit. T-Mo.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Just a few off. Yes, I was off on that one by only a couple feet, actually. Y Block only a single away from the cycle now is Adrian Rodriguez. How about that? Has a Longhorn ever hit for the cycle in Omaha?
No, actually, he's not because
they ruled that
a double with an advancement on an error, so that was not scored a triple officially.
We'll disregard.
I thought Becerra had such a good first game against Oregon, but then he's just been kind of quiet ever since.
This is
a goal.
This is one of my pet peeves. Like somebody mentioned it in the game thread over on TexasFootball.com. I guess after Timo's last strikeout, that Becerra needs to grab some pine for a while. Right, that sounds awesome. Who you putting at second base?
Yeah. Yep.
And
it's baseball.
If there were options, don't you think the staff would have already explored said options? Like, there's a reason why when Doza got hurt, they just moved Becerra from third to second and did not go with early. Blake, you gonna let Sandman blame you for the jinx against Georgia like that?
Man, I've been blamed for Tennessee, been blamed for Georgia.
Tennessee is your fault, for the record.
By the way, earlier when you asked if I had ever been to the College World Series, and I said yes, in 21, that's actually where my disdain for Tennessee began. So,
even though Texas beat Tennessee,
oh man,
an elimination game,
I was letting them have it. I did my part. I tell you that much. Oof, just another strikeout there.
The Tennessee game was the Tanner Witt game.
Yeah. It wasn't anything that they did. It was just all their fans.
All right. 7th inning. Will we see Ruger Riojas? We will not, because Statcast or broadcast ruins it again.
Brody Walls.
All right.
To the window.
CJ, that's strike one.
That's Sandman's favorite song. Once A-Rod's hand healed, he's been outstanding. Curtis, absolutely. And the thing is, I think he still has room to go to continue healing. You know, you still once it's significantly less now than maybe about a month ago, but you don't see him wince as often. But still, I think you'll start to see that power come back more and more if he just takes a month off this offseason. Those are just my thoughts from an unbiased fan of the sport that I love.
No bias, huh?
Y'all get that one? That's a LeBron hashtag. Not Justin.
Man, they're just letting you have it in the chat right now, CJ.
I know.
Do you ever just press that button to make the chat disappear?
No, I like it. Sandman, that song is phenomenal. Should I feel like a woman? I won't say a lot, but you get like 3 beers in you at the bar and you hear that one, it's hard not to sing. All right, Brody Walls, freshman coming in, 5.76 ERA. What you do like those 36 Ks and 29 innings pitched. Oh, what are we doing, guys?
The key thing with Walls here is eliminate the free passes. He does have a tendency to give up a long ball. Like that can happen. So, hey, if they're solo home runs with a 9-run lead,
yeah, you can absorb it without a doubt.
Blake, I wonder, we're in the 7th, so you're 9 outs away from a win.
There you go. That's a good start.
I wonder if we'd see Michael Winter again.
I was kind of wondering that myself. Because earlier I was looking through what pitchers are available and
like knowing that. Go ahead, CJ. Sorry.
I was going to say you're now in an area. Should the guys on the mound take care of business enough where you don't have to expense a Sam Cozart, which I think is best case. You get a win and you don't need to put mileage on the arm of Sam Cozart, knowing that likely you'll need him in either a very high leverage situation or in a spot to close out another elimination game.
Yeah, I think if you can go back to, like I said, that's what we saw against Georgia, where you can just use that type of deal. I mean, granted, we want the opposite result of what we saw against Georgia, but not burn anybody you don't have to burn. Save them for the next game. Man, that would be more than ideal here.
Kyle, I think either one of those guys. Honestly, at this point, I'd say I might lean more Rodgers more so than Flores right now. If you had to use one of those guys, but I don't think they're going to go that deep into the bag. I mean, I think it's going to be one of the guys we've seen.
You like that from Walls though? 2 outs on 5 pitches.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That is good stuff.
So, for whatever it's worth, the last 2 times Texas has avoided a 2-win barbecue situation and won the elimination game after dropping the first, they made it all the way to the semifinals. So, just throwing that out there.
That's a good stat to know. You guys need to calm down in the chat.
Man, CJ, they're just giving you the business, man.
They are. Who y'all think wins, Georgia or Oklahoma? I know we talked about who would you rather face, but who do you think wins?
I think Georgia wins that game. Sandman, I do not lie. I might stretch the truth, but I do not lie.
Man, Jake, y'all are I just don't think we can put some of these on the screen. I mean, I tip of the cap to the comment. Understood. I see it. Just man.
Jeff, we've hit the point in the chat where and a part of the work day where a lot of folks are sitting there saying, I'm done working. Let's see what steam off. And well, we found that. 2-out walk. Don't like those.
No, I'd like to avoid those if at all possible.
I agree.
Especially with the top of the order coming back up.
David Keith, I think it really just depends what happens after Luke Harrison starts, to be honest with you. I know that's like a non-answer, but that's kind of Texas philosophy right now is let's see what happens in that game, and then we can talk about the next one.
Survive to see another day.
This is why you want to stay out of the losers bracket, period. I mean, that's
live to see another day. Thank you, Greg, for having my back. Probably my favorite comment so far today. How about this one from Rocky Port? Do y'all know when the next off day for Texas would be?
Friday.
Friday.
You don't get one.
Yeah. You're playing all the way through.
Well, good. Ethan Mendoza's red hot. No one's been hotter than Adrian Rodriguez, the top of the lineup, seeing the ball well today. Maybe they just need to play with the sun up.
I do like the position Texas is in for a couple reasons. Like, assuming they close this out. For two reasons. One, I think as a team to get this one in the early window as Walls gets out of the seventh. It's good to see. To get the early game and then knowing that like tomorrow you've got the winner of the night game where they've got to turn around probably after a mentally, physically taxing game and then try to, refill the cup. I do think Texas has a little bit of advantage. I also like the fact that Schloss and this staff have been here before. Like they were here in 22 with A&M, like did the same thing, lost the first game, beat Texas in game 2, and then stayed in the winner's bracket all the way up into I think they got to the semifinals. So Schloss and company have done this before.
That's nice at least. 11-2, middle of the 7th. Boys, you know what that means.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you. Can I get a noise complaint on that one? I still fucking changed. Ban Rocky P. I just sang my heart out for you guys. Thank you, Sarah. Nice voice. Thank you, guys. All right, back to the game. Bottom of the 7th, 11-2. Just gonna act like nothing there happened. I'll do that. I'll stick to Shania. Voice of an angel. The voice only a mother would love. Oh my God, guys.
Are you drinking sugar-free Red Bull, DJ?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Nice on the pipes.
On the vocal cords?
Mm-hmm. I might have to do this again tomorrow. This is the reason they never do baseball live shows. All right. Well, don't say I don't try to entertain you guys.
Hey,
I found it highly entertaining.
Hey, the real winner here is Matthew because his live streaming producer responsibilities, he is relieved of those for the remainder of the day after we're done here.
Matthew says the official scorecard gave Adrian the cycle. Is that what the broadcast is saying as well?
They changed it to a triple?
I guess so. They're showing the left fielder and center fielder in Alabama just kind of stare at each other. And so, hey, congratulations. Third ever cycle in the College World Series history.
The official stats feed has not changed it yet. So, but I mean, if the broadcast is saying they changed it, then they changed it. Okay.
They just changed it. Good for him.
Sweet.
Oh gosh, Rocky P now letting Matthew have it. How does it feel to watch other teams playing sports that you used to be good at?
Oops.
Y'all are a feisty bunch.
Yes, they are. That's really impressive. Good for A-Rod.
There it is. Yep. It has officially been changed.
Third cycle in College World Series history. Thanks to Matt.
What a postseason performance from A-Rod. I know I've been harping on this, but you had the go-ahead 2-run double against Oregon in that second game of the Supers, and now you get second game of Omaha and you collect a cycle, and I mean you're putting up like the aughts David Ortiz numbers and Dustin Pedroia and starting to look like Albert Pujols off of Brad Lidge.
I'm going to check something on A-Rod real quick for the season because
Y'all are killing me in the chat.
I have Take Me Out to the Ball Game stuck in my head now. It's not ideal.
Could be worse.
So from a batting average standpoint, talk about that Tennessee series. A-Rod after the Saturday loss to Tennessee, he was hitting 258. He was hitting 258 after that Saturday loss to Tennessee less than a month ago. He's up to 325 now.
Wow. Damn.
That's really impressive, actually. What a turn. All right, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, and it looks like Alabama might be going to make a pitching change because in a 9-run inning or a 9-run game, you might as well keep things as close as you can, right? Let's stretch this into a 5-hour game. Here's a good question from Loba Bread. I mean, will he go back to being a switch hitter next season? I mean, if he's hitting this well, if he's seeing the ball, I mean, I would categorize it as fantastically well even over the last month. Do you go back to switch hitting?
I think you do.
Yeah. I mean,
it's worth the conversation.
I think it does. I mean, he's all. I think the thing for him that's changed. Schloss has mentioned this. I think it's just overworking himself. I mean, he's got a great work ethic, but I do think you can overdo it at times. And Schloss has said, like, A-Rod's at the point where like he realized he doesn't need like 1,000 cuts in the batting cage every day to get ready to hit. You know, basically stop overloading yourself with information like you're talented enough to just go out there and let it happen. Very, very few people can do that. He's one of them, though.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, Jeff, why don't you tell us about Vaughn Lane real quick while we wait on this pitch and change?
Yep, Alabama pitch and change. Alabama's going to need some transportation getting home from Omaha. I don't know if they can take Vaughn Lane, but if you're in the Woodlands or North Houston and you've ever driven to Austin for work, a meeting at the Capitol, or weekend on campus, you know the drill. It's 3+ hours on 290. You got construction zones. You show up drained before your day even starts. Vaughn Lane just launched, thankfully, a new route between Austin and the Woodlands that changes all of that. You sit back in a first-class leather seat, connect to Starlink Wi-Fi, and you arrive ready to go. And Longhorn football fans, you can book game day trips through October right now. So make sure you get on it and book your travel for the fall. For Austin folks, the Woodlands route opens up easy access to concerts, family visits, and business in the area, all without battling that dreaded Houston traffic. And unlike the airlines, Vaughn Lane doesn't charge you extra for a seat assignment or luggage or Wi-Fi that barely works. You get one of 22 oversized leather seats, Starlink internet that's actually fast, complimentary snacks, drinks, hot towel service, and meals on select departures. You walk into a hotel terminal, skip the TSA circus, and you ride in comfort. That's it. No games with Vaughn Lane. Vaughn Lane serves Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands, Nashville, Memphis, and Atlanta. Head to VaughnLane.com and enter the promo code OTF26. That's OTF26 for $20 off your first ride with Vaughn Lane. Vaughn Lane, it's a private jet on wheels.
Thank you, Jeff. And thanks to Vaughn Lane for sponsoring. Oh, man, as we patiently wait.
It's a big freshman as well. Miles Upchurch, 8-3 on the year, 3.57 ERA, 6'4" freshman.
Yeah, just at this point, just get him some run in Omaha. Just get him a little bit of experience.
I like when Pendergrass gives it a big cut. He has a pretty swing. Maybe that's just being left-handed, but now it's just all about connecting when he makes a big swing like this. I got a question for you after the 7th inning here, but we'll get to that here in a minute. As we sit and wait until then. All right, we're there. On the topic of pretty left-handed swings, I want to ask you guys, prettiest left-handed swing you've ever seen at Texas?
Ooh. I have to think about that.
Yeah.
Tough question. Enjoy Disney World, Nathaniel. That sounds fun. Get a churro.
Happiest place on earth.
To some.
Been there many a time. Usually in August when it's 100% humidity 100% of the time.
Blake, anyone come to mind for you?
I'm thinking that's a loaded question. I'm sitting here thinking about left-handed batters at Texas now, getting distracted by the chat occasionally.
Anybody in the chat have an answer?
Is it cheating if I take Kieschnick?
No, I don't think so.
Nah, Lovebrick, Cody Clemens is good.
That was a pretty one. He had a more compact-looking left-handed swing. You know, some of those left-handed swings, when you go back and you look at just like, obviously Griffey's, but like Carlos Gonzalez, Robinson Cano, it looked like they were swinging in cursive, if that makes sense. Cody Clemens didn't look like that. I don't know if that actually makes any sense to anybody, but, you know, it just looks so beautiful and fluid the entire time. And
Will Clark, great left-handed swing.
Josh Hamilton. I couldn't explain it, Jeff, but Josh Hamilton's left-handed swing always looked really long. Like his swing looked like his bat was like instead of the barrel just being like this, it was like that. It was just I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Tony Gwynn, yeah, that's one of the more beautiful contact swings of all time. All right, to the 8th inning we go. Walls still in the game. Texas leads 11-2. Thank you for everybody that is sticking around with us. Justin LeBron up for what probably, I'll go out on a limb and say it, probably his last at bat as a Crimson Tide, as a member of Alabama. I'll go ahead and put that out there. Barry Bonds, of course. And Justin LeBron gets pegged in the back of the neck on an 0-2 count.
Not ideal.
Just where you wanted to throw that one. Oh, that fly is still around.
Man, what about Brandon Belt?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're really thinking there, Blake.
I am.
Yeah, definitely in the conversation. He had himself a 10-year career in the MLB. He won a ring or two, maybe 3.
I think he has a very pretty swing. Just so smooth.
Yeah, Kyle, if Texas doesn't win this, I will shoulder the burden of what I just said. Ryan Howard, that's a winner. Dalton says Brandon Belt, but not at Texas. Jerry says we're 5 outs away. You must be at the game because
Or you're terrible at math. One of the two.
That's not a bad backdoor slider attempt from Walls.
I'm also behind.
What do y'all see Walls kind of growing into for next season?
That's a good question. I would like to see fourth starter / kind of that Max Grubbs role, honestly. Like fourth starter guy that can piggyback somebody on the weekend, and if he needs to give you like 4 innings, I kind of like that role for him.
I do too.
Blakey,
yeah, I was gonna say the weekday guy.
Weekday guy.
For right now, I don't know. I mean, it
again.
we don't.
I know it's hard to project that, Blake, but do you think he kind of depends? It depends on what happens with like Michael Winters as well.
Yeah, that, and I was going to say, and then we don't know what they're going to do in the portal. Like, sure. Are you going to bring in somebody that maybe is a stud that, can be one of your starters, or I don't know. That's a good question for like a month from right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess the portal will certainly play a big factor. But you at least like the young arm talent that you have in the bullpen at the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing. They got. So many of these freshmen are so talented.
All right, 5 outs away. You get a strikeout from Walls there. You get ahead in the count. A nice slider again. He's been placing that slider in a nice spot so far. There you go, Jerry.
That's all right, Jerry. We all get it wrong occasionally.
Uh-oh. He did not place that slider in a good spot. Fortunately, however, it's just a 430-foot strike.
Yeesh.
How long do you think it will be before Max Wiener gets a head coaching job somewhere?
Does he even have aspirations?
That's kind of my thing. Like, does he want one, or does he just want to be? Does he like his role as a pitching coach?
It seems like he really enjoys what he does currently.
Huh, so they're going to score that a throwing error on A-Rod.
Huh. All right, so when I said I felt good about this lead, didn't think we'd be making errors out here.
Nah, you still feel good about it, CJ.
Yeah.
It's a 9-run lead.
If it was the 6, I'd be worried. But we're on the top of the 8.
There you go. Just keep pounding the zone. That's all you need. John Lim did hit a ball 415 feet earlier, however. That's a nice two-seamer.
Lola Bread Max Blue did have a really nice lefty swing.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick indeed.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm not used to this lively action, just hosting coffee and football.
Yeah, you don't.
There you go. 95 up and away, two-seam action. Strikeout number 2 for Brody Walls.
Blake, you and Matthew need to swap notes about what it's like hosting coffee and football as opposed to the PM live streams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, OTF After Dark normally starts at 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday.
Like I don't think Sandman wakes up early enough for coffee and football.
No, he's on there, calling me a tyrant.
Sandman doesn't sleep.
At least 3 mornings out of the week.
All right. 4 outs to go.
A lot of movement on that slider.
No, not traumatized, Rocky. I just know that when I'm hosting live streams, I just gotta get my mind right for it. It's not sometimes, especially the Wednesday crew with Sandman and Silver Spur Sicko. It's not for the faint of heart hosting that Wednesday live stream. Yeah, Bobby runs a much tighter ship. In AM 90.
All right, there you go. A 340-foot strike down the left field line.
Well, like on coffee and football, when Bobby's hosting, it's more like everybody's on their best behavior. So like the principal's in the classroom, you know. With me, it's like the substitute teacher takes over. So everybody just seeing what you can get away with, which is fine. I love it.
Most of the time, they're on their best behavior.
That's a good chase pitch right there.
CJ, you just got to tell your mom, like, if she wants to watch the live streams, just to stop getting in the chat.
Yeah, I've told her. You can only do so much.
Basically, you got to tell your mom, hey, if she wants to listen to the Wednesday live stream, either wait till the podcast pops up or you can text her like when we're done and she can watch the replay.
I'll tell her the time's changed.
Coach C sarcasm. That is so true. Like, this is a lot different just because it's so casual. But like on an actual radio broadcast, after calling basketball and football, I filled in for somebody one time doing baseball, and it was literally the worst thing that I've ever been a part of. It was awful.
ATX CJC, no. But good news, Texas headed to the bottom of the 8th, 3 outs away from surviving. Alabama's 3 outs away from going home. Yeah, Blake, when you were without power, I was about to get deep into my story bag because you need them. You need to be able to sit here and just tell stories time and time again to get through games.
Oh man, it's rough, especially doing it on radio. It's terrible. Good evening, Phil, or afternoon.
Hey, Phil. All love to you as well. 3 outs away. Where are we in the lineup? Aiden Robbins coming back up. It's funny sitting here. Texas has 11 runs on the board today, and Carson Tinney is 0 for 1 technically.
You know what we need more of on the channel? Honestly, we could maybe talk to Matthew. Maybe this could be especially because there's going to be time between now and SEC media days where there's not a lot going on, especially once OVs stop. Maybe we can do a show where it's we read off movie titles and Coach Shipley has to guess is that a mainstream release or something else?
Well, we would have lost that. Coach and I both would have lost that the other day, Jeff.
For sure.
Yeah, our movie knowledge collectively, especially on the Monday and Thursday shows on the Winning Drive, it's not very high. We certainly are better talking football, I will say.
Agreed.
Which some might argue, but they'd be incorrect. Let's get the call-in phone line going. We're playing with fire on that one.
We did that one time.
Blake, have you ever ranked pizzas before?
Well, the reason they're saying that is because of when Domino's gave me food poisoning, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got a Domino's order in right now. Yeah. I have eaten it since then, though. So,
I know.
But it's definitely down the list for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, I feel you. I lost my bout with a taco food truck about 8 months ago.
Taco food truck 1, CJ's gut 0.
Mm-hmm.
Thing about those food trucks is it's either really good or that happened most of the time. It's definitely a gamble. That's right, Daniel.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't know what the shoulder celebration is, but I'll do it. Oh, an error by Justin LeBron. That's a shame. Top food truck in Austin. I got a couple of them. No free advertisements here, but if you're on Rainy Street, Jab's Smash Burger is fantastic. Cocktail Chicken, fantastic. Any Veracruz taco stand, fantastic. I had chicken and waffles last night watching the UFC fights from one of the trucks over here on Rainy Street. Fantastic.
Nice.
But, well, it's all in the eye of the taster, as they say. I'd like to see Tinney get a hold of one.
That fly out he had, he just missed it.
Mm-hmm. I do wonder what that was off the bat, Jeff.
He had, oh gosh, I can't remember the midweek game. I don't think it was the Tarleton game because it was a game they won. It was one of those midweek games where he had one that was like it was a really stiff north wind blowing in, like the gusts were up to like 30.
Yeah.
And he hit one that was like 117 off the bat, and it barely made it to the warning track in left field. Like on any other night, that ball's at the tennis courts.
It's probably putting a dent into McCombs Field. Speaking of which, Texas softball now looking for a pair of assistant coaches. They're obviously very active in the portal. We're also hosting a high school or middle school camp this afternoon. So what is that, about 8 or 9 days after winning a national championship? Mike White back to work.
That's right. Trying to fill the portal as well, just like baseball.
I've got I love the off topic we've done, but a serious Texas athletics question. I think there's no question. And even if you like take the Director's Cup out of it, right? Like we're in one of the golden eras of Texas athletics, just across the board with success. For it to be really considered a golden era, do one of the big three on the men's side have to win a national championship?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so.
Yes, because you hear, you get so close, right? Football, obviously baseball's made it to Omaha. Basketball is on its way into becoming, I believe, a nationally contending team or program on a per season basis. But if you're going to call it a golden era, one of those three sports has to win something. You have to look back at it with those three sports and have a national championship leading the way. Now, their postseason success, I think it's all been admirable, right? Texas has made the postseason, they've made the college football playoff 2 of the last 3 years, Final Four in 2 of those years. That's great, but it's been a while since you won a championship at Texas.
This answer is going to be controversial, but Coach Steven Sarcasm said, how many Directors' Cups would you trade in for one football national championship? Some people might hate my answer. All of them. Every single one of them I'd trade in for a football title.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I didn't realize it until just now, but Adrian Rodriguez, 6 RBI today. And another single for Anthony Pack. 12-2.
Okay, A-Span says, as a former swimmer, ours don't count unless the big three win one. That's what you look back at that run, from like 02 to 06-ish. Like, why do we remember that so fondly? You had, men's basketball Final Four, women's basketball Final Four, a couple of baseball national championships, but why do we remember it so fondly? I don't think we remember it as fondly if VY doesn't cross the goal line on 4th and 5.
Yep.
That's why we remember it as being maybe the peak era to this point before this run of Texas athletics. So, yeah, I would trade all the Directors. It's really hard to describe. If you were too young or you weren't alive or, you didn't follow Texas, maybe, you got to that, you enrolled in Texas after that or whatever. Man, if you weren't around for that football national championship and just the euphoria, it's really hard to describe how awesome that was.
Who's up? Got another pinch hitter here.
Yeah, it's going to be Peterson's going to pinch hit for Early, because Early was running in the Doza spot earlier.
Anthony Pack, 3 for 5.
Corville's going to run for Tinney. No surprise there.
So you have. So let me get y'all's. I don't know if it's concern is the right question. Obviously, you're winning 12-2 in the 8th inning. Texas has 12 hits today. 10 of them have come from 3 players. That's 3 from Pack, 3 from Mendoza, 4 from Adrian Rodriguez. Is that concern? Is that something that you just say, hey, they're red hot, they will carry you enough, knowing that there's also a Pack and a Tinney that are finding ways on base, Jeff?
I feel like I'm not too concerned about it just because Tinney and Robbins specifically have too good of track records to think like they're not going to get going at some point.
Yeah.
Like they'll get it going.
But
I mean, you're not winning. You're not gonna you probably won't get past Tuesday. If they don't get it going tomorrow, then you're probably not getting past Tuesday. So
now I will say this: if those guys are combining for, let's even say 6 or 7 hits combined, that's fantastic. Again, knowing that he catch that. No. Oh, shoot. Got him. What a play. Point remaining is I think you take that production out of any 3 in your lineup regardless. Still wildly impressive. That was quite a play there. It's RBI. Ground out is what it goes down as. 13-2 Texas. Still just 1 out. I need stat broadcast to figure it out. S&D Tacos, yeah. Next thing you know, these guys are striking out 15 times again tomorrow. Well, hopefully not. Right?
Yeah. Let's hope this is what they needed to get it going.
That sure would be nice.
A little momentum goes a long way.
Stat broadcast is broken. It's gone. All right. Adrian Rodriguez up to the plate. Let's see if he can collect his 7th RBI or 5th hit of the game. Blake Peterson, first career RBI. How about that?
I'm going to take it out so it's fixed.
Oh, yes, he did.
There it goes.
Guys, I'm probably going to bail after when we get to the top of the 9th because I got to get the story up on TexasFootball.com and get ready for the press conference right after this one.
Yeah.
I understand, Jeff.
Going to be a much different press conference than the one we had Saturday after the Georgia game.
It's a good eye.
Just a hunch.
All right. That leaves Blake and I.
Yeah. Final inning. When we get there.
No way. Oh, my God. This guy's unbelievable.
5 for 5 day for A-Rod.
Man.
Is this the greatest Texas College World Series performance?
Man, I haven't seen something like this. I'd have to go back and look at David Moreau's numbers in 2005, but that's the last time I can remember somebody being this hot in Omaha.
I mean, at this point, it's silly. I mean, he's playing on video game mode.
Yeah.
7 RBI.
That's the shoulder dance, by the way. Someone said in the chat earlier.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah. It is A-Rod celebration when he gets on base.
Seven RBI today. Ties a College World Series record.
Man, there have been so many balls hit down the line today, too. Agreed, Loba. Agreed.
Yeah, going back to your question, CJ, this is the part of it that concerns me is Becerra's 0 for 3 today. Larson's 0 for 3. Pendergrass is 0 for 3. Now you're back to worrying about the bottom of the order again.
Yes. Seven runs batted in.
What does this team look like if A-Rod sticks with his A&M commitment?
Or Sam Kozart?
Yeah. And then what's funny is, after he decommits and goes to Texas, then they all say, oh, he's not going to be that great of a player anyway. I remember those days.
ATX CJC, accept this as my apology, CJ. Coffee kicked in. I started yapping. Anyways, do we need to plan for projected returning players and needs? You're all good, man. My mom loves being kind of a pseudo celebrity for these streams. So, anyways, anytime that she gets brought up, she sits there, texts me, and said, "Yo, did you see it?" I'm like, yes, Mom, I'm on the show. I'll leave you guys with the second half of that question, Blake. Blake?
Sorry, my wife came in and decided to interrupt CJ. She just got home. It's the first time I've seen her all day, and she was telling me something. Do we plan on doing a video projector of turning players and needs? Yeah, absolutely. I think let's get through the season, let some conversations happen on the Texas side of things, and we can definitely do something. No doubt about it. Sorry about that, CJ.
No, all good.
That is my apology.
All good. Also, I'll tease this because, Jeff, I know you're about to head out. Again, remember, no winning drive this evening, but make sure that you're over on TexasFootball.com. It sounds like there's going to be a nice little recruiting update coming from our OTF recruiting team. Jerry Hamilton, Hank South, Bobby Burton, Jordan Scruggs. I know that they've been rushing to collect intel from this weekend, second official visit weekend. So make sure to get over to OTF later this afternoon, probably in the next 30 minutes or so. There should be an update on some of the official visitors that were on campus this weekend. And that's that.
Thank you so much.
That is that.
All right. Hopefully the bullpen can hold a 12-run lead. So I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. Hey, real quick before I forget, if you're not a member over on TexasFootball.com, make sure you get over there right now with all the official visit stuff we got going on. Nobody's covering recruiting in the Texas market like the OTF staff. New members, $3 for your first 3 months of access. That's not $3 a month. That's $3. And you get 3 months of access over on TexasFootball.com. So make sure you get over there and check out, like CJ said, everything that we've got going on. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Blake and CJ. Guys, this was fun. I'm pretty sure we're going to do this again for the game tomorrow. So I think we got to work out some stuff, but we'll keep everybody updated over the website or on socials as much as we can once we finalize that. So guys, take it away. Thanks everybody for hanging out in the chat. Thanks for keeping it lively. And hopefully we're doing it again tomorrow.
I'll call you Alabama, Jeff, because you're out of here. We'll work on that one.
Matt, I'm gonna need you to quit clicking there, buddy. All right,
Blake.
3 outs, man. That's all we need. Ethan
I'll
Walker
ask you this.
taking the mound.
I'll ask you this because obviously Saturday was anything but a fun game for folks watching or playing in it. But dropping a 14 spot on Alabama, again, a very talented baseball team. You come away with a 12, what should be a double-digit run victory. How are you feeling confidence-wise, whether it's Oklahoma, whether it's Georgia, for what Texas will face in Game 3 of Omaha?
You know, I just said it a second ago. I think momentum does go a long way. They needed a game like this to kind of put that behind them and build on. So I think, you know, I mean, this game obviously for Texas has gone about as well as you can hope for, assuming we don't see a meltdown here in the last 3 outs. But yeah, man, this is exactly what they needed to go forward. And I feel a lot better after watching this today. Now, if this was like a 3-2 squeaker and we saw Ruger maybe in 3 innings, I would be extremely worried, CJ. There ain't no doubt about it. But I feel a lot more confident than I did to start this. In fact, you know, I told you Krista came in. She was like, "Are we going to go to Omaha now?" And so I was like, "Yeah, let's see what happens." But yeah, I mean, I definitely, I think if you're any Texas fan, you should feel a lot more confident about Texas being able to survive and advance. And you know, whether they play, I would rather play Oklahoma. I know we've had that question a lot. We've talked about it a couple of times. I don't care how hard they are. I still think I would rather play Oklahoma tomorrow. And I don't see any, I mean, maybe they do beat Georgia. I don't know, but yeah. I think that Texas faces off against Oklahoma tomorrow. And if they play even 3/4 of the way of what they did today, they can beat them. I really believe that. So,
yeah, 3/4 of the performance we saw today would be still a very impressive performance. Interestingly enough, Ethan Walker comes in, gets 1 strikeout. Schloss goes to the pen because, of course, you got to get the matchup correct in a 14-2 ball game with 2 outs to go. So, thank you, Jim Schlossnagel. We'll stretch this out another 5-10 minutes. Not like I need to eat or anything.
That's just CJ's sentiment, by the way, Texas baseball. Please keep coming on the morning show, Schloss. I'll only book you when we know CJ won't be on there. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Rocky P with the super chat. Thanks, guys, for an entertaining afternoon. Made the game much better. CJ always showing his potential. Can't wait to see you grow up.
Rocky P, thank you. One day we'll get there, right? What else do I have to do, Rex? I don't know. Eat. Take my 6th and 7th steps of the day.
I gotta admit, I'm hungry too.
I went to the dry cleaners earlier today, Blake.
Yeah.
Boy, are they charging an arm and a leg for just a nice steamed shirt? My goodness. Trying to not look like a slob for this wedding, and
I was going to say you didn't strike. No offense, I'm not the dry cleaners type either, but you didn't strike me as the dry cleaners guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, my button down had just been lying on the floor in my closet for about 2 months now. It's probably time I hung it up.
That's when you throw it in the dryer with a wet towel or whatever, and let it go for about 20 minutes and yank it out, or just take a really hot shower and leave it hanging up in there.
Yeah, let the steam take it.
Yeah.
All right, Cody Howard in for some College World Series appearance. Again, 14-2 Texas. Rocky P, I do need to catch up on Love Island. That's probably what I'm about to do next. John Adams, who is Texas's next opponent after Alabama? Blake.
Winner of the loser of Bama and Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Georgia. I'll get it right here in a second.
That was an alley-oop.
Third time's a charm. Excuse me. I'm caught. I'm like kind of stuck on CJ watching Love Island.
It's interesting.
Have you seen The Crash?
Huh?
The Crash on Netflix?
No, the show.
It's a documentary, but yeah, you need to watch it.
Not. I heard that was a freaky, kind of crazy show. No,
it's interesting for sure.
All right. Well, before we continue our Netflix conversations, there are 2 outs now in the 9th inning. Cody Howard gets a ground ball to shortstop, I guess is what you would say right there.
You're ahead of me again.
You must be way behind.
You're ahead of me. He just now hit it. Agreed, Aspen. Agreed.
Rodriguez. Blake, outside of Adrian Rodriguez, do you have a player of the game today?
Man, I like the way Ruger did today. There was a couple times I got a little worried, and he battled back. I thought he showed a lot of confidence in himself. Obviously, I'm trying to think here. I'm looking. You can make an argument for Pack.
Yep. That's where I was going to go. Get the home run, 4 RBI and 3 hits.
Yeah. So I either one of those, I don't think you can go wrong with, for sure. Even Mendoza had a decent day too. So kind of curious to see what that whole shoulder thing was about.
I am too. Again, I'm eager to see what Schloss says about that. Had this been a 7-6 or a 5-4 game, would he have stayed in knowing that his stick is red hot? But hopefully it was just a precautionary tale. And I'm going to spoil it here for you, Matthew, but Cody Howard with a strikeout, 2-2 pitch, gets a fastball down the middle, strike 3. Alabama's eliminated. Their season's home. They just lost 14-2. Texas, most runs in a College World Series game since 1992. They will play the loser of Georgia and Oklahoma tonight. That game will take place tomorrow. But hey, you You needed to win. You needed to play with your backs against the probably been stated we need a 16. Yes, I agree, Kerry. Great take on that. But Ruger Riojas gets the job done. Only 6 hits for Alabama, 2 runs scored, the 1 error as well. But the Longhorns live to see another day in Omaha.
Yep. Can't beat it. There we go. We'll take it. That's for sure. Now we'll have to, of course, see what happens, as you said, CJ. And thank you all for tuning in. And a big shout out to Prize Picks and Vaughn Lane for sponsoring today's show. Thank you for the great super chats, by the way. Don't forget what Jeff said. Head on over to ontexasfootball.com. $3 for 3 months. Take advantage of that. That's a limited time offer for new subscribers only. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Ring the bell so you're notified anytime we go live, post content, whatever it may be. And between those 2 avenues, we got you covered with the best Longhorns coverage around the clock. Well, that is going to do it for this special episode of Bases Loaded / Watch With Us. So for CJ Vogel and Jeff Howe, I'm Blake Monroe, and we'll see you next time.
Y'all have a good one. I'll work on my